GG! The Mouthful Podcast is brought to you by GoodGame.rock, the most welcoming gaming community on Facebook. Visit us at www.goodgame.rocks.
Making pancakes. Making pancakes.
But you know, body.
Making pancakes. Making pancakes.
Welcome back, guys. This is Arnaldo, aka Mad Dog, and that is David, aka Dream Twister, and this is the real episode 275 question mark of GG's Mouthful Podcast.
Maybe? GG?
Possible, maybe.
Possible?
We
Yeah,
hope.
I'm going to go ahead and certify it. GG! As I
There it
lower
is.
my volume here. Because
There
I
it
am
is.
coming super hot. But
Well, you are super hot, sir. I mean, if I do say so myself, I'm sure the missus agrees
You-
with me.
you mean the VR game, yeah. The recently
Oh,
censored
yeah.
VR game.
That's
I am
right.
super
Yes.
hot.
Thank
Super
God
hot.
we cleared that up.
Yes.
Sir, how are you? How have you been? How's been your week?
Jesus, man. How much time do we have?
Oh, okay. All right.
No. It's good. It's Friday, bro. It's Friday. It's payday. It's
it's payday
raining.
today?
Like,
No.
was it payday today?
I
No,
don't
it's
think so,
payday
bro.
next.
I was like,
Oh
wait a
fuck!
minute.
Hold
Damn
on,
it, I need to
Dan.
pay stuff.
Pause this thing. I need to call some people, not to catch some checks.
Oh my god. Yeah. I was gonna say, I was like, I'm pretty sure it's not, but hey,
I got so much money, I don't even know
You
when I
really
get paid. There you go. And then I woke up.
it must be nice. Must be nice. It must be nice
It must be
It must be
nice.
to have money and on your side. Yeah, we'll go with that.
Sure.
Oh
No, man, I'm broke. I'm broke, bitch.
I hear you.
And that's why we're doing this podcast, so that you join our Patreon, the one that we haven't set up,
Mm.
and just give me
We talked
money,
about it,
bitch.
but we never set up. Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Just throw some money here. No, man, I am good. I honestly, it's been a crazy week. So I just love when Friday's coming, because it's, like I said, it's the time that we got to sit down, relax, and just chat. And honestly, this is going to be the most laid back freaking podcast that we have ever had.
I think so.
We're not even gonna talk. We're just gonna turn on the TV, put the Great Lebowski on the background, and we're
Oh,
just,
man.
we're just gonna eat, and that's it.
Oh,
We're just
man.
gonna chill.
Yeah, I
we're
think I
just
can get
chill.
down with some of that.
People are asking, "What's the topic? What's gonna be the topic today?"
I know.
You haven't posted
Everyone's
anything,
just
my dog. We're like,
searching,
dude.
searching the entire up and down the Facebook group, and they're like, "Wait,
Wait,
where
where is
the
it?
topic?"
Where is
It's
it?
just
Where,
like,
is a
no.
podcast happening? A podcast is happening because nothing stops the signal. Hey, but the topic is, it's ephemeral. It could happen. It could not. Like, we don't know. We haven't decided. We might come up with one at any moment.
Yeah,
And
I
so
mean,
roll with it.
I'd rather leave the members to figure out their own theories, if you will, as to what the hot topic is. Maybe
There you go.
it may be in conjunction with a particular game or a particular app or a particular developer. Or,
Finally, we're gonna talk about Duke Nukem Forever. Okay, I'm down.
I can neither confirm or deny that at this time. Anyway, well, excuse me. If this is your first time listening, guys, first off, we do normally have a hot topic, and we still have a hot topic, but we normally post it in advance. And where we post that, of course, is on goodgame.rocks. That takes you right to our Facebook group, and that's where majority of the conversations happen. What we normally do, guys, is first we go into what we have been up to, move on into some various news items, and of course, we finish with said hot topic of the week.
Maybe this week hot topic.
The
gonna
abandoned
say?
conspiracy theory.
Oh, there you go. So there
Yeah.
was one after all.
Yes.
Ah.
Yes. I was leaving clues on the group, but I don't think anybody was able to piece it together.
Oh, I
for
forgot to go to ilovebees.com.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, anyway, if you haven't heard, it's an upcoming PlayStation 5 exclusive, believe it or not. And well, there's just a lot of bullshit happening around
Oh,
it, you know what I
wow.
mean? And so, there's a
Sounds like
lot
you
of
have some news.
yeah, there's a lot of conspiracies. There's a lot of I don't know, just hopes. I think is really what hopes as to what this game is. And anyway, we'll talk
I-
more about that later on.
I'll tell you what I think.
Oh, okay.
I think this game might just be Frog Fractions 3.
Oh, actually, that may not be far from the truth.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
So yeah, we'll talk more about that later in the show. So let's go ahead, sir, and start with what we always start with, sir, and that is what we have been up to. So I'm gonna just throw it over to you and tell us how you've been in the Dark Souls world.
In the Dark Souls world.
That's all I know you've been doing.
Yeah, quite honestly, he's not gonna talk about Dark Souls again, but I'm gonna talk about Dark Souls again because that's all I've been doing. Don't worry, you don't have to skip forward too much. I won't spend too much time on it. I defeated the last the last of the 4 lords, and I was about to go into because that's when you correct me if I'm wrong, but that's normally where you will go into the actual end game, so to speak, or not the end game. You're already, I guess, what's considered the end game, but where you're booking it towards the last boss, Gwen,
Yeah.
June, Darth Vader, whatever, whoever it is. So. But I've been enjoying this game so much that I was like, I don't want to stop. And I heard there's some DLC, and I haven't touched on the DLC. So after I beat the last Lord, I started looking for where the hell is that DLC? Because it doesn't feel like I've played it. It feels like the areas where I've been, for the most part, they have been areas that I've played previously, and even the ones where last time I played, I got, I think, as far as as far as Blighttown.
Yeah, which is actually pretty early, believe it or not.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's the funny thing. It feels like you're in the middle when you're playing it for the first time, but when you compare, I was not aware of the size of this game, and that's not to say that it is like an open world, like a huge world. It's just there is so much to explore, and everything it's so well crafted that you just get lost on it, and like you've always said, especially with Dark Souls 1, the fact that each area tends to connect in a very natural method where you just don't expect it to, and suddenly it's like, oh, I open a shortcut and look where I am. Suddenly I'm back at the Fire Lake Shrine, or like I'm very close to the. I thought I was gonna lose, and I'm very close to a bonfire, and stuff like that. Also, I've gotten very, very, very cheap in when people invade me. Because honestly, I'm not a PvP player. I've never been a PvP player. But so the first time I got invaded, like I did touch the guy. The guy completely destroys me, like at a couple swings, and then proceeds to drop on the floor 2 pieces of rubbish.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, that's what they do. Also, they
Yeah,
they,
I think it's like it's either rubbish or it could be the dung pie.
they don't buy fuckers. So I was that haven't had the experience. Of course, you Dark Souls players are like, well, that's old news. But remember, I played Dark Souls when it came out, but I got stuck in Blighttown because of the crap graphics. So that's when I stopped, or the crap performance rather. So now, and then the second time, again, not knowing what to expect, I'm super crap, whatever. Now, from there on out, I've devised my strategy now that I have the great, I don't even know how to pronounce that word. Is it scythe? Is it scythe?
Scythe. Yeah, the scythe.
Scythe. The scythe, yeah. Now that I have the great scythe, a level 30 or plus 13, I believe. I don't even have it fully updated just yet, upgraded yet. But I don't have any elemental on it. I did the elemental on my sword, and like that was okay. Like I have a sword that has electricity, whatever. This one is super cheap because like I wait for them to either try to attack me or fake me, but usually I just stand still. I don't move around or nothing. They usually move in. And when I move in, I will either block or dodge, and then just spam right the right bumper, the normal attack, not the hard
heavy.
attack, not the heavy attack, and that side goes like pecking on it, like pecking on them, like chung 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 chung. Like it doesn't let them recover.
Yeah,
and you just see their life going chung 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 all the way to the end. And then of course I've learned how to do the emotes. So at the end of it, I just throw an emote there, like what's up? And boom, best Dark Souls players ever been.
So there's an actual fun fact here. I just found this out recently. There's an actual, not everybody abides by it, by the way, but there's an etiquette to invasions. And you may actually get an invader comes in who bows to you right before this. So when you see that, you normally, I guess the etiquette is to bow back, and then you fight. And there's other ones where the invaders come in and either challenge. It's a challenge. They'll challenge like the shadow. So anyway, an example here. I was playing with Dark, and this is not Dark, with Chaos, and this is in my game. So he's invading and helping me in my game, Chaos. And an invader comes in, and we're waiting for him, and the invader does a gesture which Chaos recognizes, and he tells us, no, stay over here, just stay here. I got this. This is for me, right? So I'm like, okay. So I sit back, they fight, and Chaos loses right at the very end. And so he goes, okay, and then the guy bows to him as he's losing, and apparently he's about to actually leave. Like he was, again, I guess he was not going to attack me. It was just that challenge, and I was like, I didn't know. No one told me the etiquette of this. So I bum rushed the dude. I was like, because it looked like he was about to take an Estus. I was like, no, you're going now. So, and then he, of course, he goes, Jesus, man, what is wrong? Why would you do that? I'm like, what do you mean? Why would I do that? He's invading my game. I don't understand. And then, of course, he proceeded to explain what was going on afterwards. I'm like, I'm sorry, sir. No one. I was like, no one explained to me the intricacies of invasion. You know what I mean? And you didn't say anything other than stand over here.
It could be like stand at the ready.
I was like, I need specifics. You know what I mean? So. Anyway, apparently I did a no. Yeah, and there's no,
now you're ignited.
yeah, exactly. So I told him, I was like, it's the difference between like a knight between me and him. It's like, you have, the knights of the royal guard like you, and then you have me who's a fucking caveman. You don't tell me what I need to do. I'm just gonna be a caveman.
I'm just a rabid dog. I'm a mad dog.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like you're a mad
supposed to do.
dog.
Yeah. So anyway, go ahead, sir.
There you go. No, I honestly, like, I've heard of it and all that, but then I've watched the funny Dark Souls moments videos on
great, yeah.
YouTube, which is hilarious, and I see what happens, and I'm like, no, fuck this. I don't know you. You don't know me. You came into my realm and interrupted me. I'm going to do, whatever and it's not going to be much. Honestly, it like I said, I've only won after that because of the of the cheapness of it, of the cheesiness of it, and
Hey,
I got no
all's fair.
remorse.
All's fair in Dark
Yeah,
Souls.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. Well, funny you mentioned that, because this brings me back to my story about the DLC. So I spent the entire night last night looking how to get to the fucking DLC area, because I have no clue what did I miss, and this world is vast. And at one point, I was like, well, Mad Dog, tell me at least the area, so I'm not wasting time in fucking New Londo, for example, just looking for this thing.
God, fucking New Londo sucks.
or the catacombs or whatever. Just point me in the direction. I'll look for it. I'll look for it. Okay. You told me where it was, Darkwood Basin, and I was like, okay, well, let me go there. There's a bunch of creatures of crystalline people here, so that sounds like an area that is like modestly high. Like I'm at the I'm level 106 right now.
I was gonna say you were pretty high already at the thing. Like I finished the game, the main story and the boss and everything, and I think I literally finished at 99. So you're probably
99.
actually a little, well, not a little, or nicely leveled at this point for the rest of the game. So probably for the DLC as well. So
although I heard that DLC is it's challenging, but again, I wouldn't know because I couldn't find the fucking thing. So I started looking everywhere, and oh, by the way, I also happened to find or rather stumble upon the Onion, I'm gonna call it the Onion Knight, the Onion Knight's daughter.
Oh, okay.
So which is she's dressed. It's basically another Onion Knight with a female voice, and looking for him. And I tell him, ask me. And I tell her, yeah, he's around. And then she's like, okay, thank you. You're okay. And she goes, and there's nothing else that happens with that. I'm like, okay, maybe this is part of something. Maybe this is to give me a pointer that I'm going in the right direction. Maybe it's here somewhere, because I was battling one of these crystalline dudes, and there was a yellow crystalline dude that looked odd, because all the rest are blue. And when I kill him, that's the one that spawned the Lady Onion Knight.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, okay, so I know the trick here is to kill all these crystalline gorillas, and I killed him, and nothing happens. I'm still walking like an idiot. I was like, okay, well, fuck. I get to a point that it looks like a lake, and I'm like, well, this looks deep, and I'm wearing heavy armor, and I know the two don't mix. So, but then again, this is Dark Souls, which is filled with bullshit nonsense that you're supposed to figure out by yourself or stumble upon by yourself. So, screw it. I don't have that many souls. Worst comes to worst, is an easy area to return to. Let me just go at it. And I go around and I stay in the corners because I'm not an idiot. I wasn't gonna just jump into the water straight to the middle of it. I stay in the corner, and I notice that I'm not sinking. I'm not sinking. I'm like, at any point it's gonna sink. At any point, but I'm just gonna keep walking all the way. I get to the far-reaching area where I can't walk anymore. It's like a wall, and nothing. I turn back, and I guess the other coast. So if I was on the right side or the left, sorry, if I was on the left side of the coast, now I'm walking towards the right side of the coast, and suddenly I sink and I lose my humanity because I was human, and I lose my soul. So I was like, "Fuck, okay." Whatever. There's gotta be something here, because when I got to that area, I met a lady sorcerer or something. She told me something about a key or whatnot. So it's gotta be here somewhere. But I'm looking and I'm looking and I'm looking and I'm looking, and I'm going back and forth on that beach. Now I'm bored. Now this game is doing the complete opposite of what I was experiencing an hour back, which is the elation of going to the next area and in the heart area of the catacomb, the Dome of Giants, where everything's very dark. I had a headlight for that one, luckily, and I couldn't see shit, and it was a pain because all the enemies were kind of difficult. But now I'm just running around the beach like an idiot, finding nothing. So, and by that time, it was already time to, for bed, because I was already, I had to work the next day. So in bed, I'm frustrated because I'm like, if I find out that this, if I find out that this is going to be another, like I described it last week, another Castlevania Simon's Quest bullshit nonsense where there is just no way that you can figure this out on your own, then I want to be upset with this game, because that is like I told you, when you have a way of finding out, even if it's a difficult route, but at least it's logical in a way, I can appreciate that, rather than just give you random shit that there's no way that you will know, especially to access a DLC, which I understand. Around that time, it was paid DLC. I could be wrong.
It was,
but it was paid DLC, exactly. Mm-hmm. So you have to do some. If I have to find out that I have to do some nonsensical bullshit to get to it, I'm gonna be upset at the game. And dude, fucking indeed. It turns out that
I was just saying,
and I'm gonna say
know what's involved.
I'm gonna say
I have this version, and I never stumbled upon it. You know what I'm saying? I never, I stumbled upon the gold golem, and the woman, I guess the female Onion Knight. I remember her being an Onion Knight, but I stumbled upon her spirit, and but that was it. And moved on. I didn't know it was connected to anything. I didn't know.
So you went all the way there to the beach just?
Well,
because...
I was just no. I mean, because there was a Leviathan there, and right. I saw that there was water, and I saw that there was little items. So it led me into okay, and of course I died, because you can't be in the middle, you got to be in the edges. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I was like, okay, yeah. You learn that pretty early on when you fucking fight the Leviathan, because sometimes I'm trying to just get up on it and then I fall in the water. Yeah. But that was it. It was the deal. It's like I was just looting basically, I just kind of came into that area, and that was it. Didn't see anything else, and never felt the need to come back. And like I said, I played the game, continued forward and beat it, and these guys were talking about Artorias, and I was like, yeah, but where the hell was that? So I started looking it up, and that's how I found. I was like, oh, well, yeah, I was never gonna stumble upon that. So
it's literally what I hate when game does this thing, which is completely nonsensical, unrelated thing that, it just so happened to be the MacGuffin you needed. Like in this case, you need a broken pendant to be able to travel to the new area, to the DLC area for some reason. And the broken pendant happens to be in the most innocuous area that you could possibly think of, that you will not think of returning back, huh?
The archives, right? It was in the archives.
It's in the archives, but not at where you will warp to.
No,
not near the bonfire.
Yeah,
no. Is you gotta take the long route that go to Londo and then just walk all the way, like repeat something that you did ages ago to get to that new area. Yeah. And then not the new area, to get to the area that you have already been, where now you're just one-shotting almost everybody, and then attack a golem, a crystalline golem that is in the corner. And he's the one that gives him in particular. He's the one that gives you the broken pendant that now you're supposed to know to go back to the area, because that's another thing. I didn't know you had to go back or anything like that. Keep in mind, at this point I was frustrated. I was like, fuck it, this is probably Dark Souls is being fucking Dark Souls, and not in a good way. So let me just find out what it is, because I just want to play the next area. The next time I sit down, I don't want to spend time looking like an idiot going everywhere and not making any progress whatsoever. Remember when we talked about bad progress? And we actually made the example that Dark Souls has great progress, except when he decides to throw shit like this, in which case it's like, oh,
well, you're also trying to look for something. If you're just really trying to complete the game, then you know what I'm saying, you're going to, as long as
but it's the DLC. It's a DLC that I paid for. Yeah. At that point, it's like you do that with a special weapon.
Almost always, and this may be the only reason why they did it. Like, anytime there's a DLC to any game, where it's not separate, meaning you can just load it separately, it's like part of the game. 9 out of 10 times I'm gonna go, okay, how do I get to it? You know what I'm saying? I'm not just gonna sit here and want, especially in, like, for instance, the Frozen Wild, is it the Frozen Wilds? No, the Frozen Wilds. That's the newest one, right?
No, the new, you're talking about, the new one is the West,
Forbidden West. Yeah, so the Frozen Wild was the
DLC for Horizon Zero Dawn,
for the first Horizon. Yeah, so that was part of the main story. So it's like, okay, so I can literally wander this entire open world looking for it, or I'm just gonna look up, or how do you access it from?
How do you access it? Yeah.
So in those cases, that's normally what I do, and honestly, it's just because I just want to get to it. I just want to know where it is.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Exactly. So, just get it. And that made me realize that that's the type of game this is. This is the type of game. This is not the type of game where you necessarily have to blind play it. I mean, you could. And some people might say, "Oh, you should." And to those people, I'll say, "Relax, all right?
Calm down, bro."
There's nothing. Yeah, you don't have to. Sure, if you have unlimited time and you're 12 and you don't have responsibilities, then sure, do whatever you want.
The reality is, most people have not, because the reality is there were forums, there were a bunch of subreddits. All of this stuff was there so that people can talk and say, "Hey, this is it." So,
and not only that,
there was probably a handful that did this on their own. You know what I mean? And everybody else just kind of benefited from them.
And if you do, you're gonna miss out content. Like you could miss an entire DLC for not knowing how to get how to get to it. The convoluted way of getting a fucking broken pendant, because that makes sense, because that's a key somehow, because the lore. and I know, and I realize that it's just like the games of back in the day. Also, they're meant to be discussed about. They're like, I don't think this game has a story where anything could be considered like. Well, actually, I'll take that back. Maybe the game does have some story elements, but I don't think it's a game that relies heavily upon it. Like, a lot of people are not necessarily playing it for the story. Like, there is no like intrinsic dialogue and story beats that and breaks into different branches and stuff like that. Like, that's not Dark Souls. Dark Souls will give you general direction, a little bit of dialogue, but for the most part, it's just very old school in its way, in the way that it presents its gameplay. It's, hey, you can't beat this boss. Ask a friend, ask someone who has. It goes back to the arcade time era where someone will be
early gaming, not even arcade, early gaming in general, right? I mean, not everybody, had EGM. Everybody had freaking Nintendo Power. You were talking with folks and you would go to school the next day, dude, this is where I was at, man. There was this weird thing. And you'd find out, oh no, that's a ladder, bro. If you go up the ladder, you get to this thing. You're like, shit. And you couldn't wait to get home to try it because you're like, fuck, I want to try this shit.
Yeah, because now.
That's how it was back in the day. And that's what I think, personally, that's what I think they were trying to do. Like, I think it was an intentional, hey, we want to make this rewarding, but we also want to keep it up too. We want people to talk, but not be able to talk like you could just talk in game, you know what I mean? But talk, and be able to come together as a community. And I think that's why it's such a really big
it's those little secrets that you end up finding it like, oh, someone discovered that shit. That's really cool,
Like, you ran into an issue that I didn't run into with the Four Kings, where it was like you were like, right, you thought, I assumed this was the issue. I
thought that I was right in front of them, because I guess that particular fight with the Four Kings, it kind of messes up with your perspective a little bit, because there's nothing around. It's just darkness. Yeah. So I
didn't run into that. I just literally ran until I knew I was right, because you can literally touch them with the body. You know what I'm saying? As long as it's not hitting you, they don't hurt you. So I'm always like, it's
the gaming mentality of, I don't want to get too close against him. Don't touch him.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Don't touch him.
So that was an interesting thing where I never ran into that, but you did. And so I was like, I don't know, bro. Maybe it is a glitch. And then I looked it up, and it was like, no, it's just it's actually a common thing where people just assume you're next to it. You're not next to it. You're not.
And you have to look it up. And then the moment I did, and I got close, and I noticed that his life bar was starting to go down. That's when I was like, oh, okay. So I finally, that was the trick. Because again, because he doesn't respond to normal gaming standards.
I know.
You think at any point that the game just ganked up. That is it a glitch? Am I not supposed to be here? And
is this the ultimate boss? I don't know what's going on.
That's the problem with it. It's like, you never know when you're on the right spot, but you might be at the wrong time, or you're supposed to have this ring on to jump into the abyss, because I was paying attention to when that guy was telling me about it.
You happen to be listening at that point.
Yeah. Even the big serpent dude that talks to you there, which
Fram.
By the way, Fram. Yeah. But by the way, the voice acting in that game it's great. I don't think like it's like mind blowing or incredible, but it's like well thought out, well done. Except I don't like the way the snake sounds.
I told you, it's like, that voice is very distinguished.
It is,
and to hear it coming out of this scary ass whatever it's supposed to be, it's kind of weird. Yeah,
it doesn't look like his mouth should be able to do those sounds
like that. Yeah,
like that. And don't get me started on, the You probably gonna remember the fucking blacksmith that is on the catacombs. He talks to you. The way he talks to you, he sounds like he's talking to you to like a radio, you know, to like a ham radio.
In the catacombs? I'm trying to remember who one in the catacombs. I know
And
there was one.
in the catacombs, there's a black knight. Oh, not black knight. Sorry. What do you call that?
Blacksmith.
Blacksmith. Thank you. There's a blacksmith that he is the one that forges like the put the power of fire on your weapons or something else.
Is he
I forgot
behind
what
like a
it was.
cell? Is he like in a cell?
When he appears? No, not him. That's in New London. That's
Yeah, that's what I was
that
thinking.
guy.
That's the only other one I
That's the
know.
wizard guy. No. This guy, the way he appears, you think he's gonna be a boss fight. Like except that you don't remember passing through any foggy screen. So you're like, what the fuck? Like I got an enemy in the middle of it because he comes in, he looks very violent, you know? He like breaks down a wall and you think that that's gonna be your next target. But then he tells you to like, I don't know, you know, piss off or whatever. And then he goes, he just walks out and then you just hear the cling, 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 cling of him hammering in an anvil, and you're thinking like, holy shit, is this guy a blacksmith? And he's like, he looked like a fat skeleton looking dude, but he is a blacksmith. You never encounter him?
I'm looking it up right now because I don't know.
I think his name is Davos, I think, maybe something like that. You probably didn't encounter him.
No,
then.
I did not encounter him at all.
Oh, okay. You should get a
Vamos is his name.
Vamos. There you go. Vamos. Yep.
Yeah, I see him.
Yeah. So you encounter him and the way he talks. I mean, he looks like big, you know, like that you're probably looking at a picture of him right now. He looks like very mean and stuff like that.
No, I'm
But
on a
when he
video to see where he.
Oh, okay. So the way he sounds like he's talking to you like literally through CV radio. And it's like, why does he have that voice? Why does his voice sounds like he's coming out from like a Metal Gear communicator or something? Like, what the hell? It's so weird. It's so off. Anyway, all of this to go back to say, I remember that I got fucking lost on the way to find the DLC, and this game, if you want to play it properly, like you shouldn't feel ashamed. Like I wouldn't necessarily say use a walkthrough, because now with a walkthrough you're doing that step by step, you're just following something, and if that's your prerogative, then that's fine. If that's how you have fun, that's fine, you know, no big deal. But you should do the exploring because the exploring is fun, but don't feel afraid to get the resources that you need. Like I will try to, if I get into a boss fight, I will try not to look up the way to beat him just on the get-go, you know, unless I'm hitting myself against a wall, and at that point it's like, well, okay.
Even then, I would suggest not to, because I mean,
but I don't want to get frustrated, because I remember the way I'm playing it, I'm not caring. I'm not trying to show off my gaming skills or anything like that.
No, what I'm trying to say is, I
just want to beat Dark Souls. So
yeah.
If I get to a point where I'm just breaking my hand because the game wants to throw you random bullshit, because remember, it might be, I told you, there's two types of boss fights in that game. Most of them, the vast majority, which is the ones where they take skill, and those ones I will agree. Try to see if you can figure it out on your own, you know, but don't kill yourself over it too much. But then there are the other ones, which is, the game just wants you to run into like this event, like by happenstance. And I don't have time for that shit. You know, if you're going to be cheating, then I'm going to do that too, you know, because fuck you, game. Like that fight with the, I think it might have been the one where it's one of the lords, I think it's the witch, where you have, like, I figure you have to attack the right side, and then you have to attack the left side, and then you have to come in
Oh,
from
the bed of chaos.
from-
Yeah.
yeah, the bed of chaos one. Yes. That was just gonna be random bullshit for a really long time until I figured that, oh, okay, I'm not supposed to attack him because he's a boss. I'm not supposed to attack him. I'm supposed to go around and destroy this branches and because I don't even know what the hell I was hitting on. I was hitting. Just destroy these branches until I start hitting something. And then it opens up, and not even enough, because again, when you're in the middle of it, he takes a swab. The ground opens and he swallows you, and unless you happen to land
on the perfect spot, yeah,
the perfect spot, exactly. So that's what I'm calling random bullshit. So at that point, I'm not gonna guilt anybody into just check it because it's not even a good puzzle at that point. It's literally just pure luck. It's literally a random. It's a jack. It's like saying, do you have skills at playing the fucking jackpot machine?
Oh God, no, yeah, no. The bed of chaos was a bullshit one. I'm trying to think what was another one. That
I remember another one that was really bullshit, but
ceaseless
that many.
Discharge. I didn't know where to attack, so I went back into this one thing where he kept slamming, it was like this little hallway, and he kept slamming in his hand. So I would bait him to slam his hand, and then I just kept attacking his hand. Then I was just like, okay,
oh, that one.
this will take for a while.
I think I might have been a little OP for that one because that one was. I'm not gonna say that it was super easy, but it was
comparison to the time frame I did. You took it significantly later. I think you were basically looking like I don't know where to go, and you just
honestly, a lot of and again, very funny because I said we were gonna take that long, but fuck it.
Just wrap it up, sir.
No, fuck it. I didn't do anything else, so what? I want to stretch it out. What's the gun, man? Unfortunately, that's pretty much all I had on it. I'm gonna go ahead. I mean, this game is done this week, hopefully. It depends if
you're in the DLC now, right?
No? I just found out how to get there.
How to do it? Okay. I never did it because I just missed it completely. And I was like, and then I went to start over, like a new game plus, and I was like, and at that point, I knew exactly where I needed to go. You carry over a lot of your stuff anyway. New game plus is harder anyway. But even though it's harder, you still start off at such a better advantage than you do when you first start the game.
Right.
So I was just getting through it, and I was just like, but it wasn't fun. It was just like, and
did you kill the first boss?
Huh?
Did you kill the first boss, or did you? Because the very first boss that you encounter when you start playing the game, that's supposed I don't remember
the dungeon one.
Yeah, I don't remember. Does he kill you? Is that the thing, or you escape? Oh, no.
You can know the first time he comes down, you could just run to the left.
That's what it was. Yeah. Gotcha. Okay.
And he jumps down in front of you. Now, the first time you play it, you may not know there's an exit to the left,
right?
And you're probably running around like a chicken without a head. But
yeah.
But I had already known that this time, and I was just like, I know what I need to do here.
Yeah.
And so no, I mean, but it didn't matter. I mean, the Taurus demon, I got pretty far, and I was like, I'm not dying. I'm not even dying once. I because you still have the skill. Remember, the skill is actually more important than your levels, and your strength. The fact that I have strength made it easier to take them down, but the fact that I can roll and dodge, and even in many cases parry, it was making the game easy. And I was really going to do it just so I can go to the Artorias one. But somewhere along the line, I was like, because I knew what I needed to do to get it. And it was just the moment I think I saw Sense Fortress, I was like, I don't want to go do this shit again. And then thinking beyond that, like New Londo. Fuck New Londo. I hate
New Londo. Yeah. You know what? New Londo was I was psyched out about that area for a while, and I didn't want to visit because I didn't want to get cursed, because I got cursed in the first time that I played Dark Souls, and I think I restarted because I thought my game was broken for now on and forever. Back in the day, like I made another character. This time I just didn't want to deal with it, so I even bought the cursors, I'm gonna call them, but I never needed them. Okay. And last thing, I promise I'm done. And one of the few times that I've done this with a game, and I love it, that it make me do this, is take out something outside, like a notepad or something, right? Well, no. In this case, every time I activated the transient curse, which allows me to attack the ghost so that they won't mess with me, so they won't curse me, it has a 5-minute timer. And I will literally put a 5-minute timer every time I activate it, and it'll run in the background. And every time I was getting closer to 0, let me stop where I'm at and let me transit curse myself so that I can keep attacking. And I never had a problem because I bought a fuck ton of those things. So I passed that level. Like I think it's probably one of the easiest parts in the game.
No, not when I was going through it, because I was just it was just a bitch. Early on, it was just like, what do I do with these
Did you got
ghosts?
cursed? Did you got cursed?
No, I don't remember being cursed. I was like, I don't even know how.
I mean, you definitely remember. Your life will be cut in half.
Yeah,
and
I don't remember getting
it'll
cursed.
stay like that even if you revive, even when you revive, when you spawn back, you will still be cursed. So
the curse that I remember, there was a curse from the frogs.
Yeah, that's a curse. That's the same curse.
Oh, okay, well, I don't remember. I don't remember the ghost doing it. I guess it's probably what I'm saying. I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing
them.
it either.
Yeah, I just remember annoying the shit out of him because they can attack you through walls and everything. And just like, oh, these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Well, at first, it took me a while to even figure out that, the fucking I actually may have looked it up at that point. I was like, what do I need to do to hit these fuckers? Because I was just trying to avoid them because I can't hit them.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay, Dark Souls, I get it. You just need a pain in the ass. All right, fine. We'll just dodge here. And it was like, well, that worked right up until the point where there were like 3 or 4 of them in a room with me.
Oh,
I'm just
no.
I can dodge, but so much. I mean, there's only so much stamina I have.
Yeah. So. No. I was killing them, and I was killing them with the Reaper weapon, which it feels very good.
I'm sure. You as the Reaper going in and claiming.
Oh, yeah, I am. Exactly. Yep. And that's it.
And we're done with Dark Souls for this week, guys.
For this week. Tune in next week for when I tell you about the fight we win.
Yeah. Or if you even get to that point, yeah. So for me, I was still playing Elder Lilies. And
he's gonna talk about their lilies again. Oh my god, guys!
I don't think they're gonna say the same thing. I think most of them are like, Elder Lilies, what is that?
Only one of the best games of this year. Am I right?
It's definitely a really good one. I don't know if it's one of the best ones, but definitely a really good one. It's definitely more Metroidvania though, like really, really Metroidvania. I've unlocked many different skills. The skills that I have now compared to early on are like completely. Like, it's a much more formidable young priestess, I guess you can say. Yeah. And but here's the funny thing. So apparently, I made it to the end, and I got no credits, and it went back to the title screen. I was like,
no, hold on.
I was like, this better not be what I'm supposed to. Now, to be fair, I didn't know I was going to the end. I was just looking at the map going, all right, where do I go from here? Let me go this way. And I was doing a lot of retreading because I was like, okay, now that I have some abilities, let me see. Because the way the map is, it looks similar to a Metroidvania map, actually, with the little boxes and stuff like that. The difference here, the shapes are a little different. It kind of assume the shape of the area you're in. Mm-hmm. And when it's blue, there are items still there. When it turns yellow, it means you've collected everything.
Oh, so it's doing the which I liked, the Resident Evil 2 thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, that's right. Resident Evil 2, where now you you've gotten everything from this particular room. You don't have to go.
That's cool. I mean, I don't.
searching.
I like it and I don't like it. I like it in the sense that it definitely makes it a lot easier.
I like it
for the
because
exploration.
there's a lot of items you want to get. Like you want there's things.
Mhm.
How do I say that? As you can kill the people, you're only really collecting blight, but you can't use blight for anything. You need particular items, and those items don't come from the enemies. You know what I mean? So you
Mm.
have to find them. You know what I mean? And you can get them from crates and stuff like that, but they'll come like one or two at a time. But I'm like, when I need 800 for my next enhancement, yeah, I want to get a cache. I want to get a cache of this shit, not a fucking one or two.
Yeah.
So it's like, so that's why it becomes that. Not only that, you want to get, I forgot what they're called, but these little rings that you find that allow you to use more, like item, like to equip more like rings or stuff like that,
Mm.
because they allow you to take more damage, give more damage, move faster in water.
Yeah.
Your prayers do more health, heal more health. So you want to open those up, so that's why you want to do them, but you don't want to waste time in an area that
Right.
that you've already cleared, that
Yeah.
there's nothing there to look for. So I do like that in this particular type of game, and also by the way, Resident Evil as well. So anyway, my point is that I guess I just kept going to a different area, and you can fast travel. I was fast traveling through the different save points, and then went to a spot, and she did a prayer for something, and gave me a quick little cutscene, and then that was it. It took
You-
me back. It took me a 10. I'm like, but wait. And then I remember, the funny thing is, I remember it's like there are areas that I know I have not explored. Like I know that I just don't want to go there. They're not the how should I say, they're the hardest of areas. There's basically a Blight Town area,
okay.
not due to frame rate, but due to the like there's this gas in the air or
Right.
smog in the air that's consistently eating away at your health.
Yeah.
I did get an item that makes it so it eats away the health very slowly, as opposed to normally where it's consistent. Like you're in the
Right.
fog, you can probably last a few minutes before you're dead. Well, actually a few seconds before you're
A few
this
seconds,
will
obviously,
last maybe a minute or two before you have to at least heal. And so that's why, like, okay, and because of that, I'm like, I'm not eager to go there. That type of like feeling that I need to consistently heal. It's annoying. The same thing happened with Blight Town. When you get to the thing, you get poisoned. After a while, you don't give a shit. You get it. It's I had the same thing in freaking Dark Souls 3, and it's like, okay, I get it. I'm just gonna be poisoned a lot here. That's fine. It's part of the game. So it's similar to that. So anyway, so I reloaded my last save, which is right before I leave, and I was like, okay, so obviously I don't have to go there yet. That's probably the end. But
wait, but it's so that was really the end. Like you accidentally finished the game.
yeah, it accidentally, in the sense that it gave me a quick cutscene, and then it didn't wrap up a lot, but it just kind of just said, yeah, and then again, no credits, no credit roll or anything.
No
It just
credit
took me
roll.
back to the
Oh,
and I'm like,
fuck.
is that really what I need to do, or so
no indication if this was a bad ending or something, or maybe you missed something. It's just
no indication of that. The only thing I can think of is, like I said, there's areas I have not completed, and so I started doing that. Now, actually, the last thing I was doing is fighting a boss, and I was like, oh, I didn't even know it was another boss. And this is like one of the there's a few mini bosses, and this is a major boss that I know I'm going to get something significant from, because there was these also doors that I knew that I never learned to unlock. And I know, I was like, if this is a Metroidvania game, there is someone that's going to give me the thing to unlock it, right? So I didn't get that. So I just feel like I wandered out of the world. Now, to be fair, as I was reading the story, it made it almost feel like, well, I guess we have to part ways here, but and this is not really a spoiler. It's just really, this is my thought, because I really don't know. So this, just to say, but I think a couple of spirits have been wanting you to just say no. Don't worry about it. The town is there's no saving it. Just go. You really should go live your life. And so I think this path I took was the path to go live my life. And I was like, and I just didn't know I was doing that
The bad
because
ending.
it felt that way. And if it was like, I got to a priestess and she said, you really should, forget about this and blah, blah, blah. And anyway, so that's why I'm thinking like, okay, this is probably not this is not the main way to end this. So that's when I was like, all right, let me go back. And I just reloaded. I mean, it took a few seconds, but I was just like, obviously I'm already at the start screen. And so I reloaded the thing and it's like, okay. And I just kept going through on the areas. And now I'm at this boss. And I'm like, okay, so obviously I wasn't meant to go to that area, although nothing could stop me from going there. So I was like, okay. So that was a little strange. I don't know how many more bosses there are. I mean, I've gotten a lot of them. I mean, like I said, there's mini ones. There's probably more mini ones. It's probably about good, from what I can tell, is about good 15 mini bosses and
Oh.
about 8 or 9 main bosses, something like that. So it's
Mm.
got a good amount of battle in it. And anyway, I'm still enjoying it. I'm going to talk more about that, but I'm still enjoying it for what it is. And it's just weird. It's just a weird moment. And I even thought, I was like, okay, I don't think I was meant to come to this spot yet. And so, and it doesn't say, do you want, oh no, that's not true. Now I think about it, I think he kind of said something before because there's no voice talking. So it's just this quick little message that pops up and it's the spirits, the Umbral Knight that you start the game with. And so I don't know if I may have missed what he said or he has said something there and I just, because it happens a little quickly sometimes, which is a negative for the record. I think if you're trying to give me some more information, you probably want to make it, easily for me to see. So anyway, but I still stand by it. It is a lot of fun. I'm enjoying the heck out of it. It was just a weird moment. But we'll
It was just
see.
a weird moment where I just accidentally finished the game without realizing.
Yeah, exactly. When I realized I was going, and like I said, the lack of credits also had me going, okay, I don't think this was meant to be this way. So I was
Okay.
like, okay, maybe maybe that's what it is. But like I said, I just jumped right back in and started, going through the other areas that I had missed, and so that's what I'm doing now, basically.
That's cool. It reminds me of that game. I always forget the actual name.
Yeah, you told me about it too. It's not Symphony of the Night. Let's say Ritual of the Night.
No, not Richard of the Night. I'm pulling it up right now. No, I was gonna say your experience. Your experience with accidentally beating the game had me thinking of, oh my god, what the hell is the name of this game, Shadow Complex, where you get to a point where they kidnap your girlfriend or whatever, and hey, you can obviously go through the mission or just choose to backtrack, and he gets all the way back to the Jeep, and he's like, well, there's more fishes at the sea, so he just drives up and credits roll. Actually, on that one, that's the ending. 15 minutes into the game, and I thought that was great.
Yeah, that's actually kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie. It's a cool option, I think.
Yeah, it's like fuck the dancer in distress bullshit.
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
She can handle herself. This is 2021.
Yeah, come on.
She'll be fine.
I believe
in
her. I think she can do it.
Yeah, exactly. Wait for the sequel. It'll be about her, about she breaking down, and then finding me at the last boss and be like, "You lazy son of a bitch!
Would you ever?
Don't call me!"
Oh my god, that's hilarious. That's really all I played, but I did watch a couple things that I wanted to bring up. First, I want to bring up I saw the first episode of the Marvel's What If series.
Oh, I meant to watch that. That's what but I didn't.
Oh, so and this one is a Captain Carter one, which obviously is in the name. Basically, the title is "What If Captain Carter Were the First Avenger." And so it's interesting the way that appears that they're going to do it. There's like it kind of reenacts the film, in this case, the first Avenger, Captain America, and it has the quote unquote turning point. And at that point, it's like it'll, because of this, this person made a different choice, and it led to an entire different
Timeline.
timeline. Yeah. And this one is of Captain Carter, where she becomes she goes into that particular tank,
Right.
and gets the whole whatever. She comes out beefy. It's like, damn. And of course, what led to it from there, and how did Howard Stark give her the shield, and
Mhm.
and all this stuff. And it kind of follows a lot of the first movie, you know what I mean? And it's just like, okay, and you kind of buy it. Now, I think I've heard that this is a complaint, but I guess for me, I didn't find it a complaint, because I kind of understood the complaint is that it's not really fleshed out. It's like, well, it's half an hour.
It's half an
What are
hour,
you gonna
exactly.
flesh
They're
out
not
in
gonna.
half an hour? Yeah,
This is
so
the equivalent of the Animatrix to me.
yeah, it's exactly what it is. Now it does go through a lot of the events of the film,
Mhm.
but it does it quickly. You know what I mean? It's moving on quickly. It's like, well, we just got to get there. You can't be, it can't just
Yeah,
be,
right.
lingering. We only have 30 minutes, damn it. But I enjoyed it, dude. I really, really, I liked the animation. The animation actually looked
Mhm.
really good in most places. Some places look a
Mhm.
little bit odd. I guess when they're running towards you, like towards the whatever, it kind of looks like they're just running in place. It's that weird looking thing. But
Uh,
overall, it looked really, really good.
Not bad.
I enjoyed it. There's some surprises in it too, which I will not mention, but things that kind of got me
Please.
off guard, where I was like, okay, we're
That's
taking
cool.
some leaps here, you know what I mean? But it's like at the
I
same
mean,
time,
some
like,
leaves. It's called Captain Carter, sir.
she can be Captain
No,
America. She can be
she definitely can, but she didn't.
Yeah, I know. But I'm saying even that, it's like you look at that and you go,
They're taking some freedoms here. It's like, I believe they took freedom when they showed the title card.
I mean, for sure. But like, I won't say what it is. You just got to watch it.
Yeah,
But
no,
it's
no,
just one of those
I know.
things where
I'm
it's
just
like,
giving you a hard
okay,
time.
how did we get there? Okay, I get it. We got here, but if it just reverses that one event and now, everything kind of almost falls in
Right.
line, when did this one come in? And so
Right.
anyway, my point is to say, I really dug it. I can't wait for the next one. I can actually wait because these are not continuous. The next one will not be a continuation of this one. It's another what if. And so that's why I'm like,
Mm.
I can do these once a week because they're not connected in any way.
They're not
So
connected, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
I'm probably going to be doing that. And I can definitely recommend everybody check it out if you're into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, into the fact that, hey, what if, and not to mention
I love what ifs. That's my
reality
favorite.
is, yeah, I know, for you, I know. alternate reality, you
This was
definitely-
dumb. This was, yeah, exactly. Fictional alternate reality.
yeah, alternate fiction realities, yeah.
Alternate fiction. There you go. AF.
But this one actually kind of goes in line with a lot of what's Loki is pointed
Yeah.
to, a lot
Yeah.
of what WandaVision pointed to, and a lot of what we know the new Doctor Strange is going to be about. So
Mhm.
I feel like this may have hints of some things we may actually end up seeing for real, and so that kind
Yeah.
of gets me a little excited. So anyway, highly recommend.
Cool.
Um,
What is the score? And I highly recommend.
This one here, I would probably give it 3.5. 3.5
Okay.
for what if for that first episode.
For that first episode. Awesome.
And
Awesome.
yeah, I definitely enjoyed it. The next thing I was watching, did we finish? I think we're one episode away from finishing, which we'll probably do that episode tonight. But I wanted to mention it because I'm already still kind of enjoying it, and that is season 2 of The Boys. I don't know if you remember The Boys.
Yes, right.
So this is
Amazon.
the Amazon Prime
Yes.
show about a set of superheroes who are not the Justice League.
Yeah.
They're quite the opposite of it. They're very self-centered, very
Mhm.
some of them are even a little crazy.
I mean, imagine how some artists tend to be Now imagine if said artist had superpowers.
That's super. Exactly what it
Yeah.
is. Yeah, because there's
Yeah.
also there's a company involved, and it's about ratings and about the popularity, and one of the guys is called A Train. He's the Flash equivalent. So of course he has sneaker deals, and the A Train sneakers are selling left and right. Blah, 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 and it's like
Yeah, right.
okay, that type of world is we're in here at the moment. And then there's of course this conspiracy in the background and all that.
It's just weird. It's just a weird name. Like for all it's The Boys.
Actually, I have to say, the first time, its first season, I was like, it didn't even dawn on me. And now watching it again, I was like, why are we still calling this? I guess I don't understand. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's based on something. If it's like it's already an existing property, and that's what it was called. Let me see here. Is The Boys based on a comic? Oh, it's a true story. No, it's not based on a true story. No, it had it on the in how Google has a list of stuff. I was like, who the fuck has that, dumbasses? Based on The Voice is based on a comic book series of the same name, so that's the reason why. It's just based on
vaccines give you superpowers.
I know that's on there. Anyway, it's still really humorous, very dark humor. There's a lot of, again, the reason you like Injustice is like, yeah, if Superman didn't like something and had the ability to take something out and not get any repercussions, he would do it. And yeah, it'd be pretty graphic because he is the Man of Steel. So he doesn't have to do much to make a mess. So yeah, it's got that in it, which I'm okay with. Like I said, it's never horrible, but it's one moment where I was just like, oh my god! I almost I feared, because the main I would say villain, Homelander is the main guy. He is Mr. America. His cape is the United States flag, for the record, the USA flag. So that says it all. And he is evil, bro. He is just downright evil, and he has this moment, and we're just like, he has this fear behind him because what he has done and what he can do, and it's just like nothing's sacred. I don't know this comic book, so I don't know if any of these people you know what I'm saying, I don't know the stakes. I don't know if everyone is safe because hey, they made it in the comics or whatever, and I don't want to know. I like keeping it that way because it keeps me on edge when I see it's like, oh fuck, they're gonna take this person out, damn it. You know what I mean? And then when the tables turn. So anyway, my point is to say, really, really cool. I actually think I may like this season a little bit more because I think they kind of build off of a lot of the characters from the first season. So there's more character development, essentially. So which I like. So it has a lot more of these slower moments, which kind of give you some history and some background. And I like that they do the show don't tell crap. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's one thing to find out about someone's past on something, in the sense that they're sitting down on a couch talking for the next 5 minutes, telling the story, versus a quick flashback that kind of just shows me real quick what happened. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, I get it. You don't have to tell the story because you just, and it's more on point. It doesn't leave any question marks. It's like I just saw everything, so that's why I kind of like what they're doing with it. It's definitely the show don't tell. And dude, you guys got to go on this. I'm not even shocked that you guys didn't even started this. I mean, this is right up your alley. You've wanted something similar like this with Superman. I'm like, well, they're not going to tarnish the name of Superman on TV, but Homelander, sure, fuck that guy.
We can do this version. Yeah. I think and that obviously that this sounds like my type of thing, and I do need to watch that. Yeah. I think I've always been intrigued about a dictator Superman, because Superman has always been painted as that. It's like almost like, okay, now you're just too fucking good. Now you're a voice guy. Exactly. It's like it's too extreme of goodness and greatness and righteousness, and I like a version of a more, I will say, it's gonna sound funny, but even because he's not human, but a more human Superman, a realistic, something disturbed, something transform him. So he's not, His thing is it's
hard, but at the same time easy. The problem is that they always use the same person as Lois Lane. But basically, the easy thing to
Mm.
for him is to put him in a position where he has to do something, but in doing so, will put something else in jeopardy.
Right.
The problem is when it comes to Lewis, he will put everyone else in jeopardy. You know what I
Yes.
mean? And it's always
When it comes to Lewis, it's
yeah,
like
it's like, oh God, you know.
it goes out the window.
Yeah, exactly. I
Yeah.
liked Man of Steel. I know most people didn't like Man of Steel. I don't know why. I really did like Man of Steel.
I like
and
Man
I
of Steel.
liked when Zod was about to zap these freaking bystanders. And I think it was like in the train station or something like that, and he had to break his neck. It's like he put him in a position where he doesn't take life, right? That's his big deal. It's
Mhm.
like I need to be better than that. I'm the Man of Steel. I should be better than that. And he had to. There was no choice. You know what I mean? It's like
Mhm.
if you don't, he's just gonna fry these guys. And I know that Zod also, just looking at that, was in a position to say, I don't belong in this world, but I'm a warrior. I'm not going to just walk away. So you're gonna have to take me out. Because when he does the laser eye stuff, that shit happens fast. He slash a freaking building and take it out. But no, he's going really slowly right toward these guys. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, he wants you to kill him. You know what I mean? It's at that point, it's like he's a warrior. He's not going to just run away, but you're going to have to kill him because it's really going to be no other way. And I thought that was a really cool dynamic to that particular thing. That
Yeah.
put him into a situation where, again, I felt like, oh, there are stakes here. You know, he has to, you know, he has some sort of conflict. It's hard to do, but when you do it right, I think it can be done. So yeah, I know what you mean though, and he is the
Yeah.
boy. The same thing with Captain America. Captain America's the MCU Boy Scout. You know what I mean? And what did they have
Mhm.
to do? They had to make him a freaking
Freaking Hydra.
Hydra for a bit, and of course
Yeah.
everybody. I don't know why people were all afraid. I was guys, we all know this is not going to last. You know what I mean? I had no doubt that was not going to last. But again, they wanted to add some sort of bad boy whatever to him. It just some people, it's okay that they're like that. You know, you just got to put them in situations that make them question that. Make them question that. Do I need to continue to be this? And that's what they did with Steve Rogers in the MCU. You know,
Mhm.
he knew what he needed to do, but that was his friend. And he's like, I know he's a terrorist. I know he's wanted, but he's my friend and I need to help him
Mhm.
somehow. You know, and that's what Winter Soldier was cool like that, where it's like he's playing multiple sides and then he becomes a thing. And I think it continues into Civil War and all that. It's what led
Yeah.
to Civil War. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yes. Yeah,
so
literally, yeah.
yeah, exactly. And it's like, at no point do you look at Steve Rogers and go, "Oh, he's bad." No,
Right.
he's still doing what he considers to be just, and it may be. It's just in doing so, it's completely ruffling everything else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what makes it interesting to me. Anyway, we're going off
Yeah.
topic here. I'm just saying that it can be done. They just need the right writers to do it, and WB and Warner Brothers and DC just have to be okay with having a Superman that may not be, you know, spick and span.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Honestly,
So-
I think it'll make for a more like we are already seeing the Superman origin stories and what he's had comic book, he has movies, he has television shows. It's like it's time to see a different version. And if you want to build a different like if you want to compete at this point, if you want to compete with Marvel Cinematic Universe in the sense of getting everybody riled up and excited, you can't just bring us the same fucking Batman story, the same fucking Superman, all the characters, like the same thing. It's you're not there because you had the opportunity, you fucked it up, you know.
This is why I think when you really look at the DCEU that has already, and I know again we're going off topic, but I don't care. The DCEU that's already been released, it's those random ones that you go, that's probably not going to do well, and it fucking does well. Shazam,
Yeah.
perfect example. Shazam is a perfect example of a movie where it's like, oh, that does not look good. And then you watch, it's like, yeah, it was actually pretty good.
Yeah, yeah.
And of course you have your Suicide Squad, but then you have your Suicide Squad, you know, which the new
Mhm.
one, I keep looking at it, I keep thinking about going, I think I actually like this fucking thing. You know, it was actually, I was like such denial about it, but I was like, I really, really do think I like it. I think they did a good job. You know what I mean? And so,
Yeah.
but again, it's not your normal characters. There's no Batman. There's no Wonder Woman. There's no.
Mhm.
I was gonna say Santa Claus. There's no Superman. So
There's no Santa Claus
gosh,
either.
I don't know where I went with that.
That's not true, kids that are listening.
Uh,
You
so
obviously slip
I'm
on
sorry
tongue.
to burst your bubble, little kids. But no, I feel like because the and yes, I'm not saying this in any demeaning way to be whatever, but they are considered the Trinity of DCEU. So the
Right.
Trinity are not included, and then because of that, that's I think expectations come off the table, and if you get a good
Mhm.
writer and good director, then you have something you can have something good. They're just so inconsistent, but
Yeah, honestly, I think if you present us a like a very different version of some of these characters, some alternate. I mean, fuck,
I'm
you
curious
have
to
so
see what the
many
new
covet.
Batman's going to be like because he looks like he's really goth or emo or something like. Hey, that's
We
not the Batman I'm used to, but
I don't know. I
let's give it a
think
shot. You
didn't
know what
we?
I mean?
Well, yeah. I guess you're right. But yeah, just keep. Yeah, but if he's gonna still stick to the, I'm not gonna kill, which is fine because that's a Batman stapler. But that's what I'm saying. It's
But put him in a position that he
you're
has to save someone over someone else, but
either
still try to
that
stay
or you're gonna
close.
be doing
Yeah,
the exact same story again, and that's not gonna be fun.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
want an Injustice Star Cinematic Universe. Damn
You
it!
have one, sir, and I'm telling you, it's called the
No, I
Boys.
don't want discount Superman.
This
I
is
want the
this,
real one.
sir. I'm just saying that you have something special here, and you're missing out. So you need to jump on that at some point. The last thing I watched, I actually watched today, and I didn't think I was gonna watch it. I actually sent you sort of a PSA to say, hey, HBO Max has Life is Beautiful. Just FYI, this is one of those. This is
Ah,
one of those gems that you don't want to miss. And then I looked
ah,
at the listing on it, and it's told me the year. So the year release was 1998. I'm like, wait a minute, is this the
damn.
same Life is Beautiful? I don't think it's the same because I thought in my head I thought that movie came out like in the 80s or something like that. So I turned it on because I know at the very beginning of a certain scene, I was like, all right, if I get to that scene, then this is definitely the movie I'm thinking of. And I get to it, and I'm like, yeah, this is it. All right, this is it. It's in freaking English, which I'm sure most people are not gonna have a problem. But the original movie is actually in Italian, for the record.
It's
But this is
I was gonna
completely
say.
this is completely dubbed in English. So I was a little bit
Mhm.
taken back. I was like, no,
Because you
this is
realize that you have
not My
watched
Life
it
is
already.
Beautiful, huh?
Because you have watched it already.
I have watched it, and I watched it in Italian with subtitles. It's like that's how it was originally released.
Wait, did you recognize that you were watching the same movie or no?
I did. That's what I'm saying. I went to check it because I only went to check to see if this was the one because I saw the year and I was like, wait a
Uh,
minute, this may not be the same one because I thought it was an older film and no, it actually came out in 1998. It was originally released in 1998. So I was
right.
like, oh, okay, so this is the one. And then of course I just got stuck watching it because I was like, this is so good. You know what I mean? But again, the reason, another reason I continue to watch it is because it started off in English, and I was like, "Oh, you motherfuckers, you fucked this up. Why is this in English? That's not the original. Whatever, whatever."
Oh,
And
says the purist.
and then I watch it, and I'm just listening, and I'm going, "Okay, all right, this actually sounds okay. It's
This works.
but yeah, this is actually working." One of my favorite lines is "Buongiorno principessa," which means "Good morning, princess," and he says it still in Italian, even though he's everything else is in
Uh,
English, and he has an Italian accent for the right. Everybody has an
mhm.
Italian accent, so I'm like, okay, all right, I can get with this. This is allowed. I will allow it. And anyway, so I watched it all again, and dude, it's such a special film. Um, it
Yeah.
stars Roberto Benigni, which I'm sure everybody's heard that
Oh,
name at some
of
point.
course. Yeah,
And
yeah. He's the
yeah,
one from the from that Marvel movie. Yeah.
sure, yeah, sure. Uh, so it is just a spectacular film. I mean, the title is weird because you would probably watch the film and just go, I don't know why the title is here, but if you really just sit back and think about it for a second, it's about those precious moments. It is. It's I mean, in the gist is simple. It's a story of a Jewish bookstore owner. He falls in love with a woman. It's a wonderful love tale of how he gets to to win her over. They end up having a kid. In the backdrop, it happens every so often, but there's this little hints of deep racism and deep bigotry, and it's because it's in Italy and it's happening during the time of the Nazis that are growing in the background somewhere,
Mm.
and so you see little moments, and you just parts of you go, "Oh, this it's just interesting that they're using this particular time as a backdrop." But how's that going to be? Well, this is in the trailer, so it's not really a thing. They end up getting taken to a concentration camp, and his son gets there, but he has to, or he chooses to hide everything, pretending that this is a game. We're here because it's your birthday and this is a game, but you got to win points, and you got to do, in order to win points, you got to be quiet, you got to be hiding, all this stuff. And it's one of those things that shouldn't work, bro. It just should
Right.
not
Yeah.
freaking work. It's like you don't have. By the way, if you look at Roberto Benigni, he looks like an Italian cross between Martin Short and Robin Williams. He's that type of. He's a comedian.
Oh,
He's a comedian,
okay.
So immediately the type of film you're getting into. He has that real, like, he's constantly moving, and he's like, oh yeah, just like Robin Williams
Yeah.
and Martin Short.
Yeah.
But he's
Very.
very animated. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
and
Very
so
physical.
yeah. And so again, it's like the two should not work, right? You don't have this type of love story and comedy and whatever on the backdrop of the one of the worst events of all time,
Yeah.
And it's just like, man, but it does, bro. It works that's why I say this is a rare gem, because not only has not been done before, no one's ever going to do this again. Especially now in the age of PC, where you got to be brilliant, great. No one's ever going to make a movie like this again. You know what I mean? So, dude, 5. It's easy 5.
Easy. Wow.
5. I've seen it before, and my wife is actually the one who introduced me to it. We watched this probably when we were still in New York, or maybe we had just moved down to Florida, and she had already seen it, and she was like, "Oh no, this is great." She was telling me little bits of story, but she kept mentioning the Holocaust. I was like, "Honey, I gotta be prepared for movies like that." You know what I mean? And she goes, "No, trust me, it's not like this, not like that." So like I've seen Schindler's List, and I'm like, I knew what is involved, and I knew it's a great film, but I got to be ready to watch it. I got to be in the right mindset. And this, so that was my mentality. And she's like, no, it's not like that. It's not like that. My wife is another one who would be the same way. So she's saying no. I'm like, okay. And dude, fell in love with it. And so then I was just flipping through HBO Max and saw it. And just to tell you, I was literally just going to check to make sure it's the right one. And then when I heard it in English, I said, well, let me just see how this plays in English. Because I was about to tell you, you know what, dude, never mind, because it's in English. You know what I mean? And boom, claws got right in me. And I sat there for 2 hours watching it. You know what I mean? And I'm like, this is too good of a freaking movie. Anyway, that's Life is Beautiful. And that, ladies and germs, is all that we've been doing.
That's a beautiful movie.
And we're back.
Trailer of the week.
And spoilers. It is now. I don't know if I can do it now, but it is now time for. No, see, it doesn't make sense because you already did it. God.
Just do yours and splice it together.
Okay.
No, they're completely out of sync
you gonna make
anyway.
me say it alone by myself? No, because that's even worse. No. We either do it together or we don't do it at all. We'll skip the entire segment.
We don't do it at all then. Because what we have here... No, I'm kidding.
It is time, ladies and gentlemen, for our trailer of the week.
You see, sounded terrible anyway because we're not in the same spot.
In my heart, it always sounds lovely.
Synchronized.
Yes.
Okay.
So, anyway, guys, our trailer of the week is a new series that is coming to Hulu, excuse me, called Why the Last Man, and not why is in the question. Why the
Although,
Last Man?
once you watch the trailer, it kind of
Oh,
begs
you
the
get it.
question.
Yeah, it kind of answers exactly why the why is there.
No, I think it more like it begs the question, like why the last man? This is a trailer that, by the way, guys, it was very contentious because it's not one that I personally particularly are 100% behind. But,
This is fair.
you know,
This is completely fair and true. Dream Twister is not 100% behind on this one, and it really, I think, is
I'm
more
here to
due to
back
the
up my
premise.
bros.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The premise alone, and you know what? It's funny you mentioned that. The premise alone, Dream Twister mentioned, sounds very anime. Oh, so the world is full of women and just one dude.
Just
And it's
one
like,
dude.
yeah, I guess I can see that. You know what I mean? But this is based off of
I guess you have seen that.
I will not divulge if I have or I haven't, sir. Mind
It's
you,
called The Hentai Prince and the Stony Cat.
I have not seen that one, but someone has. Anyway, Why the Last Man is the reason why the last man. No, it's basically
sometimes why. Let's be.
it's based on an existing graphic novel from Vertical Comics, which is one of the labels that actually, I was mentioning this to you. They release actually some good, really daring comics storylines, and the beauty is they tend to be complete in the sense that they're not ongoing for decades. It's a set amount of issues. Story starts, story ends. You know what I mean? I want to say that Watchmen was also Vertigo Comics. So was V for Vendetta. Those are all Vertigo Comics, which I think is like a division of DC, if I'm not mistaken. Like a smaller division. But anyway, they were able to do, obviously the big ones are going to do the PG-13, right? Because they want to have the biggest audience. But the Vertigo is going to be like, yeah, we're going to do whatever the fuck we want. We don't care about the audience. We're trying to tell a story. So that's kind of where the Why the Last Man came from. The gist of the story is something is released, something is done in the world that attacks the Y chromosome everywhere. This is on humans, on animals. It doesn't matter. Basically, anything that has a Y chromosome is wiped off the earth in a horrific way, for the record. And so from there, obviously, it leads to, well, where do we go from here? You know what I mean? The things that happen. Now, why is it called Why the Last Man? There is, for some strange reason, a guy who was not affected by it, and a male monkey who is also not affected by it. Not entirely sure. That obviously gets answered along the way. I don't know how far they're going to go with the show. As far as
you know what happens then, right?
What happens? They repopulate
Hilarity ensues.
They repopulate the world this, old-fashioned way. You know what I mean? But
him and the monkey, just themselves.
Wow. I guess that's
a twist.
That's how it leads to Planet of the Apes. I mean, this is how it happens.
There you go. Exactly. That leads to this is the prequel.
Exactly.
You just spoiled it.
Anyway, it looks pretty interesting. The premise, I know I get it. If you can put the premise aside and just look at what it's showing you, it looks like, okay, it's putting people into certain situations. I like one aspect of it where it's shown in the trailer where, the power plants are about to shut down. And I guess at that point, who's left is Madam President. Madam President's like, what do you mean? Which ones? And like all of them. And then you think about it for a second, I know this is something that's brought up in the graphic novel, is like, there's a lot. Yes, women can do everything a man can do, but for some reason, there's certain things they just don't do, and for whatever reason, and that would be power plants. When you see any power plant in anywhere in the world, you see men in hard hats. You may see a woman here and there, but it's generally, male dominated. And for whatever reason, obviously this is meant to be the graphic novel, and I would assume the show also is a commentary on that, just to say maybe we should spread things out. You know what I mean? You know,
Yes, you
whatever
don't
the case
know.
may be. Yeah. Because,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's meant to ask those questions, it's meant to make those, open up that type of discussion. And,
Mhm.
and so that's why I think it's good. I don't know. I mean, it could be shit. You know what I mean? The graphic novel I think was good stuff. The little bit that I dabbled into it. I never had to
Mhm.
finish it or anything like that, but I just like, hey, this is actually pretty cool. Um, so anyway, that's the reason why. That's the reason behind why I'm like, this kind of sounds like if they do it right, it could be something interesting. Uh, will
Right.
it piss off a bunch of camps? Yes. Do I care? Not even a
No.
little. You know what I mean? It's already been bringing up controversy left and right from the men
Left and
who,
right.
yeah, from left and right, yeah, from the men who feel this is a man-hating thing, and probably the same guys who read the comics but didn't put the two together. You have the feminists who will probably point out, oh, so what you're trying to say is, we can't live without men. Blah, 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 blah. It's like, no, that's not what it's trying to say. Then of course you have your even other was like, well, wait a minute, what about the trans male? And it's just like, yeah, again, guys, Y chromosome. This is how this works. So
That's the twist. You just spoiled the comics, and right there, you haven't read it, but you just spoiled the surprise. That was
well,
gonna be a surprise.
so it's also interesting to me what commentary will come out of it, and what I'm hoping for is some good discussion. You know what I mean? It's really what I'm hoping for.
What
will
is the
probably
internet that you're
happen
hoping for?
is the same thing that happens all the time when it comes to the internet. It's just volatile comments.
That's like
You know
that's
what I mean?
like. But you know what? But I'm sorry, sir. That's on you, because that would be like expecting gamers to have a very serious conversation about. Well, fuck it, pretty much any topic.
I think
You
we
think
know what
about
that
it.
leads to for the most part. I think we as a group, shout out to GG for the record. I think we as a group consistently have, when we have discussions, it is never in a negative, it's never attacking. It's always coming from everyone's angle. Everybody has their points. Everybody in the stands, everybody else's points, and respect to the group. For remaining that way. But no, I think we are, black sheep among regular sheep. When it comes to that type of thing, because no, it's always, we're gonna get a lot of hate happens before anything else. So anyway,
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if you want to say anything about the trailer. I know you didn't really care for it.
Nope.
All right, so we'll just move
I
on.
saw that and I was like, nope, I'm signing out. I don't have Hulu, and this is not making me want to sign up one bit. So,
Well, first off, thank
Cool.
you, sir, for allowing me at least to put in my 2 cents for this one. There was no other trailer anyway, so had something else edged it out, we probably wouldn't be talking about this one. But anyway, moving on to our next segment, guys, and that is, of course, the Mouthfuls Games Radar.
Ooh, we have
and,
one of those.
We have 2 of those this week. First off,
Ooh.
a surprise drop this week
Yes.
happened during a Nintendo indie conference, and that, of course, is Axiom Verge 2 is available this week, and I hope that anyone who played Axiom Verge 1 is already a owner of this game, because
I am.
yeah.
Don't you worry.
yeah. It's funny because the listing I have here only has PC and Switch, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure this came out to all.
I think it's on PS4.
Yeah,
also.
I'm pretty sure they had a good like a good relationship with PlayStation 4 with the first one. So I'm like, I don't know why they would burn a bridge this way, but this is just the listing I got from VG
Now you got me.
24/7.
Now you got me wondering. Yeah, it's like, what is it there for real in the store? Releases on it says releases to the PC and Switch, PC, and PS4. So yeah, it's gotta be there. It's gotta be there. That wouldn't lie.
I was gonna
That
say,
wouldn't lie to you.
this listing here, VG 24/7, guys, fix your shit.
Oh no, I'm reading this from Kotaku.
Oh, well, I mean, I'll take it. The next game, the second game, I should say, is a darling of last year, and that is, of course, Hades. Comes to PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox, and Xbox One and Series X and S today, the 13th, or 2 days ago, if you're just hearing this on Sunday. But yeah, Hades, one of the game of the years for last year, definitely one of mine, is available, and I am double dipping, just FYI.
Wait, but where was this before? Did you play this on PC?
Oh, Switch. Came to Switch.
Oh, it was on Switch.
It was Switch,
Okay. Okay.
Switch
Gotcha,
had
gotcha,
a exclusivity, console exclusivity deal with Hades. So that's where I played it first, and I loved it. I still love it. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna support Supergiant Games because they're fucking awesome, and
They
they
are
just
fucking
have
awesome.
not let me down yet. And this was a special one for sure. So
They are 4
So
for
let's-
4.
yeah, oh yeah,
Four?
for sure. 4.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Axiom Verge 2 and Hades, guys. That is the two games on our radar this week. Time to move into our useless news. And speaking of the Nintendo Switch Indie World Showcase that just happened here a couple days ago, just going to kind of go through some of the announcements that they had. Obviously, the first one, Axiom Verge 2, was available that same day.
It's available today.
Today.
Did it win like that?
Well, no, just available
Aw.
today. I was like, oh, well, you're being very nonchalant about this. This is actually
Yeah,
big
exactly.
news,
It's
dude.
like, wait a minute.
Yeah,
That's a mega. When I saw that morning, I was like, no. Like, because remember, we hadn't seen like very little gameplay of it.
Yeah.
So I wasn't expecting this game until like probably sometime next year, maybe.
Yeah.
So I was
Yeah,
surprised.
I was thinking the same thing, but that's fine. It's here. I'm not gonna say no. Shit. I hope it doesn't. I hope it gets enough of a splash, because I think Axiom Verge is a great. Well, I guess at this point now a franchise. It's a great series of games, and
Oh,
the
yeah.
first one was excellent, and I feel like it happened so quick without any fanfare that I feel like some people may miss it. I
Axiom
mean,
Verge-
we posted it onto the group, and you saw Gio ran and said, "Fuck, I'm buying that. That's what I'm playing tonight." But I'm like, had we not heard, how many people are missing this? Right now it's
Yeah.
like, fuck. I don't like the way it got rolled out. Like, I feel like Axiom Verge needs a little bit of a setup. You know what I mean?
It needs some hype.
Yeah, and it just feels like this was a drop in the bucket. But anyway, Tetris Effect arrives on Switch this October. Well, yeah, that's Tetris Effect. Let me just get through a few of these here. Shovel Knight did show off a new game, Pocket Dungeon, which is a puzzle adventure starring, of course, our very own Shovel Knight, our very own, as in, he's part of GG.
Mhm.
This is actually it looks like a match 3, but also adventure game, which actually looks pretty interesting, and it is, of course, made by Yacht Club, so respect to them. This is the first time I think they're charging for something new, because everything else has been free up until this point. So I'm
Yeah,
like,
that Shovel Knight.
guys, make your money, shit. Metal Slug, sorry,
Gear.
Metal Slug Tactics. They did show off, and it also will be coming to Nintendo Switch on 2022. Showed off a little bit of gameplay on this. I kind of want this, bro. I'm not gonna lie. It's like a true tactics type of game. I don't know if you ever played any of the whole tactics, turn-based tactic games. But this is very Metal. I keep saying Metal Gear, Metal Slug, and it looks like a lot of fun. So anyway, also coming to the Switch is Far Changing Tides in early 22. Something I've been looking forward to. I will probably not buy it here because I have it on PlayStation. But and from there, a lot of little titles that most of you probably haven't heard of. Necro Barista is one that I was thinking about, but
I heard about that one.
yeah, it's
I don't know, I read about yeah.
anime style visual novel that takes place in a coffee shop, and of course you're dead. So yeah, so
Or are you?
or are you? And then the last one that I thought looks really good is a game called Eastward, which is an action adventure RPG set in a post-apocalyptic world. Features puzzle solving, dungeon elements. Looks really cool. Arrives as a Time Switch exclusive on September 16th. I would recommend you go check out some details on this. I think this is going to be one of those sleeper hits. Not like a Hades or anything like that, but just still a game like, ooh, this is actually pretty good. So definitely recommend you guys check that out.
Cool. And that's it for that's it
That's
for
it
the
for
indies.
listeners. I can mention the rest of them, but you're not gonna know what they are.
Are they calling them? Are they still calling them the indies? Because I
No,
will
it's
walk out.
Nintendo Switch Indie Showcase and
Oh,
Indie
okay.
World Showcase is what it's called now. Yeah.
All right. Good. Well, you guys remember last week when we talked about our dear friends at Activision Blizzard
Oh God, yes.
and how
They're still there, aren't they? Shit.
even the joke kind of stings. And how a few people are actually kind of like jumping ship. And that's worrisome for many levels. I was thinking the other day that's like for the people that are on high positions that are just moving out. Like you have to wonder, like, what is it? What is it that is making them leave suddenly, if not to make sure? This is just me, highly speculative. I'm not saying or accusing anybody, right? But it just makes me wonder, like, are you leaving because there is an ongoing investigation? You don't want your name to be dragged somehow or associated with? Because everybody's looking for new opportunities. It's like, yeah, funny timing you pick to actually look for new opportunities, but yeah, it's kind of sus. I'll say a suspect. But we mentioned one of the persons that we were wondering, like, is this person stepping down at some point? Because like some of her words are not kind of helping. We're talking about Activision Blizzard's executive Frances Townsend, and it turns out that just after we actually finished the podcast, we got our question answer because the news broke that very night. Under fire, Activision Blizzard's chief compliance officer, Frances Townsend, has stepped down from the company's women's network. To clarify, she hasn't left the company. She's just stepped down from she's stepping down from that position at the women's network. Townsend stepped down from the position of executive sponsor of Activision Blizzard's King Women's Network on July 23rd. The company confirmed to the Washington Post. That same day, Townsend had a listening session on a recorded Zoom call with women at Blizzard to hear their stories following her heavily criticized internal email that called the claims made by the state of California, by California's discrimination lawsuit, a, quote, distorted and untrue picture of our company, end quote. Townsend remains at Activision Blizzard as Chief Compliance Officer. Activision Blizzard's initial public comment on the lawsuit was to strongly deny this claim in an email sent to staff by Townsend, who was the Assistant for Homeland Security and Counterterrorism to George W. Bush from 2004 to 2008. That was not me, by the way. It's actually, I'm reading that. Was heavily criticized by the staff. The state of California sued Activision Blizzard, if you guys remember, over what alleged to be a frat boy culture that created a, quote, breeding ground for harassment and discrimination against women, end quote. And we, talked about the implications. I'm sure you guys have heard the news, by now. There was, she draw a lot of criticism because she had tweeted at one point an article called "The Problem with Whistleblowing," which was, again, terrible timing to be doing that. Townsend deleted her Twitter account, and Activision Blizzard spokesperson told Kotaku, in this case, Quote, this was her personal account. The company didn't ask her to delete it. It was her decision, end quote. So yeah, she hasn't left Blizzard. She's just no longer part of the women's network. But don't get me wrong, Blizzard is still hemorrhaging a lot of executives. I just stopped marking the news on each of the names. I just brought this one because we were talking about her last week. But the other names I didn't mark down because it seems like it's not gonna stop. Like for example, the director, one of them was and this one was asked by Blizzard actually was a Diablo 4 director. I think his name was Luis Barriga, something. I think.
Okay. Mhm.
But I mean, you're thinking, hey, high profile names are getting out. Kind of makes you wonder, like, what's going on. I mean, it could be part of the investigation itself. It could be part of the investigation, uncovering, certain things that don't go with what should be a safe and proper work environment. And that's why they're politely asking them to relieve themselves of their service. That sounds weird.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. That's all.
Well, I think the walls are starting to. The writing is on the wall. Excuse me. And
for Activision Blizzard, yeah. I mean, it's definitely a shakeup. Sure. This is not gonna be company break. Because I mean, nothing.
Nothing's happening. Activision, they're here for good.
But it's definitely a necessary shakeup. Because I mean, shareholders weren't happy with this, obviously.
No, I think they dropped 10% or lost 10% of it was like something serious.
But more important, like, what a shitty place to work. If that's your environment, it's good that this came out to light already. It's definitely regrettable that things were happening that way. And I'm hoping that this creates
it took this long to come out. A lot of this stuff was
the worst.
Happening for some time now.
Yeah. You got to think that, or you got to hope at least that other companies are seeing this example and are taking steps. And I mean, like in all sorts of industries,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We hope. We can only hope. My next piece, guys, is Nintendo has an indie showcase. Oh, wait. I just said that. So, no. This is not Nintendo.
I'm sorry. My alarm broke, so I have to
okay. Thank you. It was actually ID at Xbox that has an indie showcase. Oh. Yeah. So they had their own. Yeah, it was a 2-hour long one that showed off a lot of gameplay and stuff like that for a lot of games. Just kind of quickly go through a few of the ones that kind of caught my eye. The very first one is Lightyear Frontier, believe it or not, is a farming simulator / Stardew Valley looking thing, but includes mechs. It looked actually kind of cool. So it comes to all Xbox.
It includes
mechs, like mechs, like robots. Mechs.
Mechs. Yeah. I heard meth. I can tell. They have meth labs in there. Is that the type of game?
You're on a different planet. Who's gonna say anything, right?
I thought they were leaving that for GTA.
GTA. Speaking of Stardew Valley actually is going to be released to Game Pass this fall. So if you haven't played it yet or haven't tried it,
have you tried it?
Yeah, I own it. And I played it for what? Yeah, I actually own it 2 places. I got it on my on Steam. If I'm not mistaken, I have a Steam and I also have it on my phone.
Nice.
They showed off some more gameplay of The Artful Escape, which is quickly becoming one of those weird indie titles that I kind of want to get into. It will come out. It will be available on Xbox Game Pass on September 9th. Just going to have to wait or maybe, I don't know, get an Xbox Series S. We'll see. Sam & Max Save the World Remastered coming to, will be available soon. OlliOlli World had some customization, showed off 120 frames per second 4K confirmed. That will be released this winter. Aeon Drive is available now. Actually, was released during the doing the thing. It looked pretty cool. It was a action platformer, cyberpunk looking thing. And I'm just gonna skip through a lot of these because a lot of these are very niche. Yeah, I think that's all I have to say. Because the rest of these are
I'll
really,
just give
really
them all
niche.
the view of these.
I mean,
They're indie games.
They
It's
are
the
indie games,
definition
and
of
hey, by the way,
niche.
they are all coming to but these are like really niche. Like I've like
Like Papers, Please.
you've heard of OlliOlli World, right? That's not something new.
No.
Yeah. So yeah. A
Oh, by the
couple.
way, did you see that? Did you see the? I don't know if this was part of the indies or whatnot, but did you see the trailer I sent you for a game called Not Tonight 2?
Yes, I did, and yes, it's on my list, my friend.
It is
Yeah,
that
looks pretty good.
Yeah.
That looks pretty good.
Hey, describe it as a road trip through a alternative broken America.
This is a sequel
Uh-huh.
because I think the first one is in Europe.
The first one was in Europe,
Yeah,
during Brexit, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, so I
Sounds
might have to
interesting.
jump backwards to try the other one too. There's
Not
one here.
tonight, Satan. Not kidding.
Here's one here that I wanted to touch on, and that was, of course, the Big Con, which actually we've seen before. We actually saw at the Xbox.
Randy Pitchford?
No, the Big Con is the story of a runaway teen con artists hustling across '90s America. This will be available on August 31st.
Based on Randy Pitchford. Okay.
It looks pretty cool. The art style, you're either gonna like it or you don't. But what I can tell from the voice acting and from the writing, and it sounds like it could be something really special.
Okay.
And that one kind of caught my eye. And the rest of them, are okay. Don't worry, they all come into Game Pass,
and then,
so you're fine.
And then the rest.
And then the rest, yeah.
There you go.
I just wanted to highlight the big ones that caught my. The Artful Escape, dude. I am like down for, bro. I am like seriously down for that freaking game, and I don't even know what the point of it is. You know what I mean? But I am so down with that game.
It just sounds so cool.
It just you probably forgot what it looks like. If you look it up at some point, you'll see.
I'm pretty sure, yeah. Well, be excited. And no, this is not Square Enix telling you that. Be excited because I got some news on Grand Theft Auto. Yes, probably not the one that you guys are expecting me to talk about. Grand Theft Auto's remaster reportedly in development. Another chance to meet with Claude, Tommy, and CJ.
Oh
That
shit!
will-
The PlayStation 2.
That will indicate that. Yeah, that will indicate Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Dude,
Yeah.
San Andreas was amazing. You know,
Never played.
the one that I like the least will have to be GTA 4, probably. The one that I like the most has to be. It's a toss up between San Andreas and
Vice City.
Vice City. God,
I love Vice City
damn,
because
Vice
of
City
its,
was so
yeah,
good.
it's so 80s, bro.
Give me that
Yeah.
again. Give me a remaster. You give me a proper remaster of that, dude. Oh, I am
no, fuck
fucking
that.
down. No, you don't want
GTA 6. Make that shit a period
Right.
piece. Make that
Yes.
shit, a cross between freaking Goodfellas, freaking Scarface, and all that shit together. Yeah. That's
And you
down with
won't
that.
play it. You still
No,
won't play
I
it.
probably won't, but
No,
still,
you still
I
won't
mean,
play it. But,
I'd
but
be- I'd
out
be-
of spite, because you know it's a good game. You just won't play it.
I
Just to be able to
played
put it on my to say
GTA
it.
5. I played GTA 5 and literally was, I probably got a few hours in. I was just like, there was this stupid thing where you had, and I hate,
I don't want to.
I
I don't want
absolutely hate missions.
I don't want to hear your
Okay.
wrongness on
I
this.
hate missions where you have to chase someone down and whatever, and you have to, all this, and if you don't do it, you have to do it over. Now you got to go drive all the way the fuck back. And I absolutely hate shit.
But
like
you're a better gamer than this. Well, I can tell you a playing completely disinterested, completely unengaged. You did not care. You just wanted to say, dude, I played the game. All right. It's just like the equivalent of me saying, okay, fine, Chaos, I'll watch Pulp Fiction and I'll just put it on the background and hear things here and there, not even watch it. And they say, yeah, I saw it. It was
that would
alright.
be the case if you had like handed me the game and say, here's my copy, go play it. No, I spent $25 on this game. So that's an intent, my friend. That's an intent to try to say, all right, let me get into this thing. Sorry.
You did it wrong. Try it again. And this time put some oomph in it. All right.
I apologize.
Either that or I have remasters for you. Rockstar Games might be releasing remasters of 3 classic Grand Theft Auto games, according to a report from Kotaku. This remains unconfirmed, but the remastered version of Grand Theft Auto 3, Vice City, and San Andreas are rumored to arrive on Google Stadia and Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Windows PC, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, and mobile devices. Just say fucking everything. At this point, if you're making an effort to include freaking Google Stadia, just say it's coming on everything. It's gonna be because it's even on smartphones is coming. Kotaku's report suggests that the games will be a mix of new and old graphics, akin to a heavily modified version of a classic GTA title. The UI of the games will be updated for clarity as well, though it'll remain a classic visual style. Gameplay is expected to remain as close as possible to the original iterations, so Magda will love it. These 3 titles are part of the 3D universe of Rockstar Games, which includes PS2 era of Grand Theft Auto before the series moved into a high definition with Grand Theft Auto 4. While these games aren't quite as fleshed out or as involved as Rockstar's modern titles, they still remain classics. Lines from San Andreas, like CJ's iconic, "Oh shit, here we go again." I love that. Remain a popular part of the zeitgeist. So yeah, man. I'll need to see what this ends up being, but I couldn't imagine it sucking if they take it seriously.
It is Rockstar.
This will be cool. Yeah. They won't half-ass something for nothing, you know.
And that's a old enough game where I don't think it would take much to just kind of make the leap from here.
But then that could also play the part of, well, we wanted to keep the spirit of the original, so that's why it doesn't look that much improved, and that's fine. But I'll probably be like, okay, that's cool, but I think I'll pass. Because I can play a high definition version of San Andreas if I wanted to.
True. Yeah, true. Yeah,
so,
right now.
Yeah.
All right, guys. My last piece is a twofer. And this is, unless you're going to take the other portion, but twofer. My first one here is Life is Strange Remastered Collection has been delayed.
Oh, God damn it.
Yeah, unfortunately. Deck 9 announced this week the official release date for Life is Strange Remastered Collection has been delayed and will now release sometime next year. In the tweet, Deck 9 explains that due to the ongoing challenges of the pandemic, which is at this point the canned phrase everybody uses, and not that it's not true, just everybody's kind of
also the fact of life.
They have decided to, quote, alleviate any additional pressure, unquote, on the team and have decided to push back Life is Strange Remastered Collection into 2022. The original release date was going to be September 30th. It was coming to PC, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series XS and One, and Stadia, and a Nintendo. Jesus Christ, it was coming everywhere, guys. Later,
kind of stupid
at a later date.
Say everything.
I mean, why list this here, guys? Anyway,
they are contractually obligated to mention Google Stadia somehow. And if you're gonna mention Google Stadia and not mention something else, you might as well just throw everything. So kind of
I think that's what it is. But like, wait, it's Stadia, and they didn't say anything else. What the hell is this? Yeah. So yeah. Honestly, guys, you should take it. If it says it's coming to Stadia, it's pretty much coming anywhere else. So
Yeah,
it's just
that
that's an
point
easy
there
way of going.
bothering
Deck
me.
Knight has confirmed that the next installment, Life is Strange True Colors, will still release on September 10th on all platforms previously announced. And a new trailer will be
Ooh.
released soon. I think it's actually already out. And then
Ooh.
finally, the second half of the twofer is really just more of an appreciation for a dedication to righting a wrong. And that, of course, goes to No Man's Sky.
I was gonna say Sean Marion, No Man's Sky, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. They have released a new trailer. And honestly, guys, whether you're into this game or not, if you know about this game, just take a look at this trailer, because I think everybody at some point was on that No Man's Sky train before release, saying, "Yeah, I kind of want in on this. This looks like it's going to be something special." I don't think anybody. I didn't
Mhm.
pre-order or anything like that, and I'm glad I didn't. But everybody was kind of into it. And if you were into it at one point, whether you've gone back or not, you got to know that the game is definitely nowhere near what it was when it first came out. They have
Mhm.
really put some work into it and have released seven. This is going to be their 17th update for free to this particular game. And so the trailer's really awesome because it kind of just goes through all the updates they've done, and it really shows the game at the very beginning and ends on the Frontiers, which is the newest one. And it's kind of special, and frankly, I commend them. I commend them
Mhm.
for putting in that dedication. And obviously, this has to be. I know there's no microtransactions, but I think with every release, they must be seeing some sort of bump in sales. It's the only reason I can
Mhm.
think of it. It's like, hey, we're not going to release it, but when we do these, updates, we have a nice spike in sales, and maybe that's enough. It's small teams to begin with, so
Yeah.
that's the only thing I can think of. Because if you haven't made nothing since the first one, then I think you guys are not doing things right. I'm pretty sure there's some sort of monetary advantage of doing these updates for free.
Well, there has been. I mean, I'm sure the good vibe about it, because remember, this game was nearly broken when it came out. If not, shadow. It was a shadow of what was promised, and he said a lot of features that was gonna have, and it ended up not happening, and ended up being all a lie. And then they worked. They hunkered down. They worked harder. They actually, to the point where they exceeded everybody's expectations, and now all you hear is just the positive. It's like, hey, no, this game came from being like a 2.5 maybe, or if even that, to like, hey, this game might as well be a solid 5 for people that like this genre, because it is amazing. And the amount of content that it has, and the things that it does, is like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
This game might as well be the perfect game at this point, and they don't stop. They just keep going at it. It's like, guys,
I know
we're
that.
cool.
I think I read somewhere that they are already hashing out a new game, which is basically just
Didn't we see a trailer for it? Because Raph asked on the group, and I was like, dude, I think they actually. He was like, I can't wait to see what's next, and I was like, dude, I think they showed something, and Mad Dog might know more about it, and you didn't respond. So
I don't think I knew that was the September 3rd, 2020. No Man's Sky developers working on a huge, ambitious new game. Reading this from Video Games Chronicle, one of my favorite new sites, guys. You should definitely check it out. Speaking of Sean Murray confirmed the unannounced game wasn't a sequel to No Man's Sky, neither a small title like the just released game of The Last Campfire.
The Last Campfire was the last game that they released. There you go.
Okay.
That was the last one. There you go. That was the one. But keep going, because that sounds interesting.
I mean, he doesn't go into detail. He's just saying they didn't release any information, just to know that they are working on something else. So,
okay, acknowledging that yes, something big is coming, and probably wait for the third or fourth iteration.
Yeah, I'm gonna have
Just
to
to
look
be
at the
the
last
safe side.
campfire now because I'm like, I forgot or didn't know or forgot that they had another one, and
Can't
I already
believe
said,
it. We count on you.
sorry guys, with age comes senility.
Beauty. Sure.
That's all I got, sir. You have any other?
I am bingo on the rest, so
I like it.
we can go.
All right, guys. Well, stay tuned. We'll be right back with our hot
Hot
topic.
topic! We need to address this because it has gotten to the point where you're my main bro, right? Everybody knows that for a fact. It pains me that I don't even know what to share or not to share with you anymore when I see a funny YouTube video because I can't tell what you're gonna find funny. The thing that I have in my head is that I imagine something where you're just like laughing out loud, like, dude, this is hysterical. This is ridiculous. This is like the best YouTube video, the funniest YouTube video you've seen. And then the other side, it's you are watching this like completely humorless. And the sad part is that 8 out of 10 times it just ends up being that. I just said you something that I think, dude, this is hilarious. This is so fun. And you're like there. And I'm not referring to college humor because I understand college humor is not funny for the most part. There's some things that are hilarious, like the one that we both happen to
That's
like.
one,
Actually, the one about the guy getting his drinks and always getting girly drinks, and because I can relate to that 100,000%. But that's probably what makes it funny. But the other stuff, no, I get it. It's kind of ridiculous and stuff. Although there's some ones that are clever, like the coronavirus one. Anyway, the thing is, I'll send it to you, and again, if I'm live, it's even worse because I can see your reaction. Like, I can see there's no reaction actually, and it's like, okay, but the funny part is coming now, and I get no reaction from you. I'm like, fuck. He's got now. Oh, he chuckled a little bit. Okay, give me something, man. And it just breaks my heart because then I will think, well, his sense of humor is on a higher intellectual level where this kind of like YouTube shit he's not gonna find this YouTube shit funny. But then you come back with something that fucking Gomez show you, which is fucking like a fucking fart joke or or a physical thing and somebody getting hit, and you find that hilarious and you start laughing out loud like that was like the funniest shit. And I'm like, I don't get it. I don't see it. I understand it's funny, but it's not funny. I'm glad you find that humorous because it is my pain. It is my pain. Like sometimes I want to show you something and I'm like, I should probably not waste my time.
So first off, let's be real. There is something always tickling about a flatulence joke. Okay, this is something weird. It's I don't know what it is. It's humorous. I'm kidding because Gomez doesn't really do those, but it's usually something really simplistic, and it's just
it just gotta be very, very, very on the nose, like somebody getting hit on the nose.
Yes,
and you will find that hilarious. But if I send you something that even if it's just like stupid, but
I don't get it.
It's like nope. No, you get it. You just don't find it funny. I'm like, well, he's fucking dead inside. He's the undead inside as far as sense of humor. I'll tell you, dude, this movie's hilarious. It's like, you're like, nah. And like, dude, what are you talking about? This movie was funny.
For instance, I think we both can agree that the movie Tag was freaking funny.
That movie was great.
And
yes,
it was funny
indeed.
because of how simplistic the humor was, right?
Yeah.
When it started going
That's
a little
true.
bit, deep and stuff like that. Okay, I get it. You got to have some
I like that too.
moments and stuff.
Yeah.
But overall, it was just funny. And then to know that there's these real guys who've been doing this. The story is based on a bunch of guys who've been playing the tag, all their life. It just makes it even better. So I think we can agree that certain things can be humorous. But there's just, I don't know. Like I said, I don't find a lot of comedies funny nowadays, and I just think that I'm not like the comedies of nowadays are just not made for me.
Oh, I agree on that 100%. Neither do I. I can't. For the most part,
Yeah,
I can't
just
stand
think
them either.
if I think of, I'm sorry to say it because Paul Feig is actually, you've seen him in interviews. He's a really nice guy, but Paul Feig is a horrible comedic director,
Mhm.
and I just don't like him.
Mm.
There's some other ones that are actually pretty humorous, but they're not. They're not. They don't always hit out of the park. Seth Rogen, no, not a lot of Seth Rogen
Mm-mm.
stuff. I'm
Mm-mm.
not big on.
Nope.
I found what was that movie? The one Superbad, which is one of his early ones. I found Superbad very humorous because
Mm.
it was different for its time. Then every fucking Seth Rogen film was the exact same
It
shit
became
all over
that.
again.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, this was funny for its time, dude.
Yeah.
And now it's just not funny anymore. And it
What
stopped
do you
being
think
funny.
of Borat? Do you find Borat funny?
I found Borat humorous. I didn't fall down laughing or anything like that. I found it humorous. But it was really more shock value. Is really the entire what the movie was for.
Yeah.
And because of that, I don't know. I have those weird moments where I just don't feel comfortable with, like, because I know that a lot of people don't even realize that what's going on. They're just being filmed. They don't even know.
Yeah.
And so because of that, I just always found us being comfortable. But I think it has humorous moments, particularly early on. But overall, no. That's why I didn't even see the second one.
No, me neither. I didn't bother. I was just wondering. I'm still trying to figure out, like, what is your language of humor? I need to know. I need to know.
I just
so
love
I
that
know
you
what
said, and fucking Gomez comes out with a fucking fart joke, and you fucking find that hilarious,
dude. Because I seen it over and over, and then I try to look it up, and it's like, yeah, I understand this is meant to be like humorous, but it's like not to this response, And I know you're not doing it on purpose. I know that you're not just purposely, not laughing at my jokes. I'm just saying they're not my jokes. The ones that I share. Because you're obviously laughing at this right now. Let's face it, it's hilarious. But
this should be the hot topic, right?
This should be. Yeah.
What the hell is wrong with Mad
Princess?
Mad Dog's funny bone.
Exactly. What the hell? Is Mad Dog dead inside? That's the YouTube caption. It's like, is Mad Dog dead inside?
Oh my God, that's
Princess Robot Bubblegum was something that it was not meant to be. I was not meant to say that it was. I know you didn't, but it's like, hear me out. I did not send it to you with the purpose of, oh, dude, this is fun. Although I did find it funny. Actually, I'm not gonna lie, but this is not, and not in the sense of this is smart funny, because it's not meant to be smart funny, but as a literal parody of what it's trying to lampoon. It's hilarious. It's perfect. It's hilarious. And also it came from GTA, GTA 4, actually, because, and you know that they always tend to lampoon pretty much everything. Like, they call Fox News, they call them Weasel News. Which I think that's hysterical. But anyway, the thing is, I showed it to you, and dude, you did not even stand it, and I'm like, where did it go wrong?
I think for me, when it comes to comedy, timing is, and I think this is for everybody, timing is everything. And I think nowadays, comedies in any form, or anything trying to lampoon or trying to make fun of something, they don't understand not only the timing but the length. For instance, I was a big fan of South Park when it first came out. I watched the movie in the theater, bigger,
Wow.
better,
Damn.
and enjoyed it. But I haven't watched South Park in the longest time. I mean, I quit probably less than halfway through all the seasons that they had. And it's just because at some point I was like, this is now getting old. It's not funny anymore.
Right.
It's actually more stupid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To me.
Chuck value.
Correct. And the same thing happens when it comes to a particular bit. Like for instance, that the just going back to the College Humor with the ordering of the drinks. If that were a 10-minute long, 15-minute long video, I would not
can't be
be
that long.
so it was just like,
Yeah.
okay, this is not funny anymore. And I think a lot of comedies like to stack on top of stuff, and it's like it's almost like you don't understand how comedy works anymore. Because it's like that's not how comedy works. Comedy it should be quip, it should be nail the timing on a particular saying or something like that, and then you move on like nothing happened. That's what makes it even more funny, and know when the joke's over. And I think that's where a lot of comedy nowadays, they don't realize the joke is over 2 minutes ago, but we're still telling the same joke. And so that's a lot of comedy movies nowadays, which is so. Melissa McCarthy is a perfect fucking example. It's just like, those are garbage fucking movies. I have not seen anything worthwhile Melissa McCarthy since she did her TV show. And I don't even think you know what the TV show I'm talking about.
Nope.
Yeah, TV show, yeah. That's where she first became popular. And Mike and Molly was the name of the show. And anyway, my point is to say I think that's where it comes down to. And when I think of classic comedies, you know what I mean? I feel like the timing was there. I feel like the comedians understood the timing and when to drop it and move on.
Well, what do you think about Abbott Costello's the first base bit?
Oh, dude,
that was a long bit.
But it's not that long. It's really look at the timing. It's not that long.
No. It's like 5 minutes.
Yeah, 5 minutes at most, like right? It's a bit. It's like they understood it and they delivered. And individually, as they're doing the little pieces, each one is perfectly timed.
Who's on first is what it's called. Actually, it's 8 minutes. I didn't know it's 8 minutes.
Well, there's a little setup in the front, if I remember correctly.
True, but it's still like 7 minutes. Yeah, it's so longish.
Correct.
And fantastic.
And it's wonderful. It's wonderful.
One of the best pieces of comedy.
What you're looking at is the timing throughout, right? The timing throughout each one is just nailing each and every freaking little bit. So it's constantly growing. You know what I mean? But it's also introducing new stuff, right? It's not just the same joke. There's one that's, obviously you have your motifs, right? You're the one that kind of repeats, because that's the funny one that comes back. That joke that gets introduced at the beginning that comes back later, right? That's how, and so, but it's all about timing. I think that's really what it comes down to. And I think really that a lot of.
So I'm hearing, send me short as shit, please. And I hear you. Most college humors are only like 3 to 5 minutes, but evidently that's too long. So for the unhumorous non-attention spanner, no,
I think the problem with college humor
I don't think Mad Dog is dead inside.
No, for sure.
That is also part of the joke. Actually, this is a bit how you see. But
I think the main problem that I had with college humor is that
it's college humor.
No, I feel like when they do things not overacting, because there's a little bit of overacting,
right?
In there.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of a thing. Like a lot of what they do, because they are parodying real life. If they did it more straight, it would be more funnier because it's more straight. But there's a lot of overacting involved, and I think that's where it kind of loses me. Yeah. It's like, okay, this isn't funny because clearly you're in on the joke because you're overacting. You know what I mean? So, but if you do it more straight, more, I don't know what else to say, but more just straight faced. You know what I mean? But still have all the same lines, and doing it. I think to me, it would be more funny.
Dude, that's
Is
the
that
drink the drink one.
the drinking was perfect?
The
There's
drinking
no
was
overacting
perfect.
behind it. Yeah, exactly.
There's no overacting.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. You know, everyone is straight faced. Everyone is even his friends are just like they're just looking at him while they're sipping on their beer. You know, it's like perfect. And he is obviously getting more agitated, but that's not overacting. He's just like, fuck, I just need a drink so I can sit here and chill and have a drink. You know what I mean? And so
for those who are wondering, it's a college humor bit called "This drink is embarrassing."
yeah,
And
it
it's
is
also my
their
life
best,
story.
hands down, their best. And they have good ones, for the record. They do have good ones as well. I can't say I don't fall off my seat laughing on a
No.
lot of them, but I do find some of them humorous. I think there was one for the what was that stupid Movie Pass? The Movie Pass.
For
one.
Movie Pass,
Yeah,
yes.
that was another funny one. But again,
When he was
it
dying.
was playing it straight faced. You know, it was just like he was being as real as he could be, even though there's just no way this can be sustained, you know?
Yeah.
So I think that's the trick. And I think that's a trick with all comedies. This is why when I go back and I think of, I love fucking 80s comedies. And I know a lot of them are raunchy and they're probably not very, very appropriate for today's day and age. But they all played really, really straight.
Yes, let's all sit down and watch Porky. You know, why don't we?
Well, shit, I was thinking more of Blazing Saddles, but I guess.
Animal
Blazing Saddles is
Animal House.
Yeah.
Was that what it's called? Yeah.
Animal House, yeah.
Animal House, yeah.
Was that a thing?
Was that a thing? It's like, did I turn that? I don't know. It was the 80s. Everything's kind of hazy. So.
The Animal House was Animal House is another one where you would. I don't think. It would just not fly today. It would not fly today.
Yeah, no. Yeah. There was a subject there that they will absolutely want 10,000% will not be proper now. And I'm not.
For good reason. For the record.
I'm not saying, I'm just trying to be too PC because fuck that. I'm just saying because, no, dude. It's just really no.
Yeah. It's one of those things you just dude, you want to know a movie that is so improper, something that can never be done today.
Ghostbusters 2016.
Why do you keep bringing that?
You said improper. It should not be done.
No, that was done back in the 80s. Howard the Duck.
Howard the Duck. Holy shit! I don't.
Was an extremely raunchy.
Was that? What? I mean, I remember some scenes, but I don't remember anything that will. Really? Wow! Yes. I must not remember anything about it.
That's what I'm trying to say. I remember
him trying to read Play Dog.
Yeah. Perfect example was of movies that you just forget or you didn't even know. I think I mentioned this before, so I'll just real quick. Clash of the Titans, the original Clash of the Titans, the one with the puppet animatronics for the big creatures.
Right.
I watched that with Nick. Like Clash of the Titan was going to come out in the theaters, a remake and all this stuff.
Right.
Release the Titan, all that bullshit.
Release the Kraken.
Release the Kraken. That's the one, yeah. And so we were going to watch it. And I was like, man, you should really watch it. Whatever. And Nick has always been really cool to sit back. I love Nick, man. He is. He has so much experience when it comes to movies and games that I think most of the kids his age don't do it. Like he played Final Fantasy VII, the original, like when he was 12. You know what I'm saying? He played that shit to the end. And I'm like, and keep in mind that game came out in 97. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, my point is to say that we watched Clash of the Titans. And there was like so many fucking nude scenes. I was like, fuck, I don't know this shit. Yeah. And I was like, damn it, you know, and it was rated PG or PG-13 or some shit like that.
Yeah, back then that's you buy that for $1. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just so weird, man. And so the things have changed, you know what I mean? But I still enjoy, not because of the raunchiness, not because of the improperness, but just I feel like they're these classic comedians that know, and we just don't have many of them left.
Yeah.
You know, we don't have. You know, you're. I know you liked him. I can't remember his name now, but anyway,
Martin Short.
Well, yeah, we still have Martin Short. He is alive, but
I'm just saying there will
George
never be a
Carlin.
movie like Three Amigos.
Yeah. George Carlin, who was I was going to say.
Oh,
We
fucking
don't
George
have a
Carlin.
George
Jesus
Carlin. Yeah, we
Christ,
don't
yes.
have a George Carlin. You know what I'm saying? We don't have a Richard Pryor. You know what I'm saying? These guys are like your classic guys who got it, got the timing, got the length, knew
Yeah.
exactly when to move on. And I feel like nowadays it's just a free for all. It's like if you're funny, then you're suddenly a comedian. It's like, yeah, fuck it, that's not how that shit works.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, and so that's my issue, I think. And so who knows?
Well, we have uncovered first of all, the Frog Fractions level hot topic of the week is Mad Dog. There you go. That was a surprise. Mad Dog. And is he dead inside? And now we know that he is not dead inside, actually. There is a reason. There is a logic behind it. You know,
There's a reason to his dead
yes.
sideness.
He likes to put logic in humor. And therein lies the problem. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah,
I'm
I know
kidding.
that's a problem. Yeah. Unless it's a fart joke, then I'm just fucking.
No,
laughing
exactly.
over it.
Unless it's fucking Gomez sending him, oh, someone got hit in the head.
Yeah. Or one
And
of
then-
those nut shots, right? Somebody get hit in the
Oh,
balls.
that's the worst. Yes. That was the one that I was remembering. Nut shot. And it's like, guy got hit in the nuts. Come on. This isn't like
That just
fucking.
never gets old, bro. What are you gonna say? That is the biggest.
That never
thing
gets
to
old.
all
That's true.
men,
That's
you know
true.
what I mean? So,
That's
yeah,
an easy. That's a low
That's an
hanging
easy
fruit.
chuckle. That's an easy chuckle. Nice.
Get it?
Well done. Well done, sir. All right, guys. Well, it is time for the other hot topic of the week.
Hot topic part 2.
There you go. There you go.
A 2 for 1. Just when you
a
thought
2
you were
for 1.
getting 0, huh?
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
you go.
So the hot topic, guys, is about a game coming to PlayStation 5. It is called Abandoned. It was first announced April of this year. I don't know if you remember this.
And let me guess.
April-
Then it got abandoned.
No.
Okay, I'm gonna leave the room now.
So
I
April
was,
20.
I was going for timing. I got nothing. You see?
Yeah, you missed it.
Yeah,
You missed
man.
it by that
Damn
much.
it. Damn it.
PlayStation released a trailer for a first-person horror game that will be released exclusively to the PlayStation 5. The project is called Abandoned, and was said at the time. What was released looked pretty ugly as far as the trailer. So it was. It just
Ugly?
looked janky, very janky. For something that was supposed to be a PlayStation 5 thing, it was like, this does not look very good. Wait, don't look it up. I know you
Oh,
typed
no,
it.
no,
Don't
no.
look it up.
Oh, shit. Okay,
Don't look
okay,
it up
okay.
yet.
I saw nothing. Okay.
First off, I'm happy that you're looking for it, but
I thought it was
So-
okay now since we were in the middle of the fucking topic.
no, I want to give you the gist
I
of
want to
stuff.
make sure that listeners know I am completely unprepared for this particular topic. That's why I threw my own topic, because now I'm like, I have not been debriefed. Just like you guys were not debriefed, I have not either. So
Yes, this is very true. He has no clue.
this is a new format. We're just gonna throw the topic. It's just gonna be a random topic.
Well, I'm actually curious as to what you think of the conspiracy theory behind this. So the video
if you
that
let me
was
fucking
released,
see it, then I won't
I know, but I'll get there. The video that was released, again, very ugly. Turns out it was a director. The blog. First off, the blog post was written by a director of a Dutch studio called Blue Box. That's in charge of the project. So we learned through marketing stuff that Abandon would be an open world survival game whose survivalist approach is realistic. Blue Box, however, is an unknown studio, having so far one of the most mediocre titles to its history, called The Haunting: Bloodwater Curse.
Wow, that sounds like random words put together on a Google or title generator.
Entered in early access in 2020, and the name of the developer has since been changed to Create Q. So here's where the conspiracy theory comes in. First of all, this is a PlayStation 5 exclusive. We know that there aren't many announced at this point. And of course, Sony was behind it because they, it's on the blog and everything. So people started looking
No.
deeper and saying, okay, there has to be something to this that we're not seeing because the first images of it didn't look very good. It looks like something you can run on maybe last gen, as in PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 era. So it's like, what's the big deal? So the conspiracy started that it's possible that this is a Hideo Kojima joint
What?
in hiding. Very similar
This
to
is
his.
Frog Fractures 3.
I mean, it could be.
I found that. Wow.
Now,
I was
here's
closer
where,
than I thought.
here's where the. So first off, it's important to note that Blue Box has come out and said many a times at this point that they have no connections to Hideo Kojima. They have no connections to Silent Hills, which is another
Of course they will
theory.
say that.
And they had no
'cause-
connections to Konami or Metal Gear because there are lines that point that way as well. So here
Oh,
are
God.
here
People
is
want to believe anything.
well you tell me. The leader of Blue Box is a man by the name of Hassan Karaman. And they also have this obviously the initials are also the same as Hideo Kojima, right? HK.
Mhm.
Moreover, Karaman and Hideo both mean hero, respectively, in Turkish and Japanese. The studio has indicated that it is calling on 7 external companies to support them on this project. Now, this is supposed to be an indie studio, and they're calling on 7 separate companies to help them. So that sounds very AAA project.
Mhm.
Blue Box Studios YouTube channel unveiled Misty Hills as their cover image. In the trailer for the game,
Mhm.
on a tree are the letters P and T. And if you know what that is,
E.T..
in reference to the famous Silent Hills demo, right?
Oh, I thought it stand for pro tennis.
Oh, well, yeah, sure. That's possible too, right?
It could be a pro tennis game. All I'm saying.
In the forest, sure.
That's
The
a cover up.
Yeah. The name Blue Box is said to be a reference to Death Stranding's baby called BB. A certain Hassan Karashman worked on a fitness app citing the words personal trainer using the acronym PT in tweets by Blue Box.
No, that's reaching. No, I'm not taking that one.
I
I'm
mean,
leaving that one out.
that's probably a little bit out there,
Yeah.
PT tweets, sent by Blue Box are often stamped at 3 a.m. in the Netherlands, where they claim to be, but would be a much more reasonable time in Japan.
I'm starting to freak out. This is starting to sound like the number 23 all over again.
It could be. Yeah. Okay. The post from the studio quotes Blood Flakes, a reference to a trailer for Until Dawn, which was unveiled at Gamescom 2014, the same event where PT was announced. Moreover, the lack of reaction, and I think this is probably the big part, the lack of reaction from Kojima, from Konami, from Sony, saying, no, guys, this is the only people who have said they are not involved with Kojima in any way is Blue Box Studios. Sony hasn't said anything. Konami hasn't said anything. You know what I'm saying? Kojima hasn't said anything. Matter of fact, Kojima has retweeted some of those tweets that have gone out. Oh, by the way, Shuhei Yoshida, which used to be head of PlayStation, also tweeted some information on this. They said that their game is called the working title is called Abandon, but the actual name begins with an S and ends with an L. Exactly. So it's like, so here's the deal. All these things start pointing in certain directions.
Yes.
And we know that Kojima has done certain things like this before with Metal Gear Solid 5 and his weird wrapped up face that he had at some point because he was pretending to be somebody else.
Yeah.
So that's where the conspiracy comes in. Some other little tidbits. Jeff Keighley also posted a tweet saying Abandon is a new survival horror title with a focus on realism and immersion, how it taps into the PlayStation 5 DualSense controller and 3D audio. And then he shared the same ugly video where everybody saw. So it's like, again, it feels like there's a joke behind it, because we can all look at it and go, this doesn't look like something real. And so they were supposed to another note, they were supposed to release a what do you call it, an app. Now the app was supposed to be sort of like a companion app. It was called the Real-Time Experience Patch, literally what it's called, guys.
The Real-Time Experience Patch.
Yeah,
okay,
which was supposed to come out earlier this week, and for whatever reason it ran into a bunch of issues. When it finally got released was today, and it ends up being a 5 gigabyte app for your phone.
5 gigabyte app.
Yes,
That's just stealing your crypto.
Yeah. The app launches a 4-second trailer with really no additional content.
Oh yeah, no, dude. You're getting your identity stolen. If you're running that app, it is scanning your everything.
The deal is, I mean, if that's the case, then Sony is definitely involved with someone they shouldn't be, right? I mean, that's if that is truly the case.
No,
now, when you look at the actual,
that's not I'm just,
when you look at the actual app, it only has one spot for you to play the trailer. Now, the app is only for you to play trailers. Something that doesn't make sense, because why not just release it on YouTube? Why do we need the app to watch a trailer?
Right.
Well, they want to release some sort of demo and stuff to that eventually, is what they're saying. The only thing that's available at the moment, there's like 7 slots and only 1 slot is filled in, and that's the 4-second trailer. So anyway, all this is to say, this is either Kojima in some way involved with this. There was some images released. Let me show you the image. I'm going to send this to you, but I'll also post it in the group.
I know you were concerned about me like realizing like, oh yeah, I know this is about. Yeah, no, dude. Honestly, I had no fucking idea that
no clue this was going on.
Okay. At all.
This has been going on since June.
Since June. Okay. So no one's taking this serious. I mean, I guess.
No, on the contrary, the internet is pretty fucking pissed off. It forced the guy claiming to be the head to come out on the Twitter account to say, yes, guys, I'm a real person. No, I am not connected to Kojima in any way. No, we're not connected to Konami in any way. Blue Box Game Studios is the Twitter account. And so I'm gonna copy this and send it to you here on Messenger so you can see. This is their most recent thing, and I'll share this with the group. I'm just going to throw it on the group so people won't even know what it is until later. But I'll just
surprise!
Put it on there. Yeah, hey,
we're just throwing the next Hideo Kojima confirmation title here. You guys don't know about it, but by the time you listen to this, you will.
So I
just know that it's going to show posted by Mad Dog, and people are going to look at this and be like, why is he excited about this game? Like,
yeah. They don't probably even know. I just sent it to you. So here's the theory about this picture. The face behind it, if you look closely enough, is a figure of someone with an eye patch.
Yep. I see him.
Yeah. So of course, this now stokes the fire again. Wait a minute. Maybe it's not Silent Hills. Maybe it's
Metal Gear.
Metal Gear? So anyway, conspiracy theories flying all over the place. There are a lot of angry people, not angry people. There's a lot of people just like, this has to be this. And here's my take, and then you could just tell me what you think so far, and you can start looking up stuff if you want to look up stuff. But my take is,
watch it.
Yes, you can finally watch it. My take is, there has to be something here, because if there's nothing here,
then there's something here.
They've seriously fucked up. Is what they did.
If there's nothing here, then there's something here.
It is the biggest waste of everyone's time. Now, to be fair, in their defense, they have been saying, no. But every time they release something, it has some direct, and it's either Kojima has made every kind of game in their life and everything can point back to him, or you are purposely selecting these things that have hints to them. You know what I mean? It's the only
Yeah.
way, it's the only thing behind it. And again, it was supposed to release 2 days ago, the app. Shuhei Yoshida said he's excited to get. It's just like, again, it's just like everyone seems to be involved. So you have now for the record, you have a lot of folks saying, guys, this has to be some sort of stupid hoax. And if it is, what the fuck is it for? Why are we wasting time on this shit? Why are they spending any money on any of this? Why is there an actual Twitter account for Blue Box Studios that don't even exist? Remember Moby Dick Studios?
I remember Moby Dick Studios. Yeah.
That was that fake one that Kojima has said. So it's not like that the first time he hasn't done this. So that all being said, sir, what are your thoughts on, now that you are aware of said conspiracy, what are your thoughts?
I think Kojima is giving us the blue balls. No,
He might be. Shit.
There is, I mean, first off, there could be a reason why all this, high profile names are not saying anything. Kojima's not saying anything. Everybody. It's because they don't fucking care. Like, this is something that has nothing to do with them, and
it does. I mean, maybe not Kojima. Kojima has nothing to do with it. Neither does Konami.
You're right.
This is a PlayStation 5 exclusive.
No, obviously, but I'm talking about Kojima
right now. Your fan base right now really thinks it has to do with something, and it's like, guys, you need to put out those fires now. If that's not the case, but go ahead, sir. I'm sorry.
No, it just seems. First of all, if you guys remember that rumor supposedly that Kojima was involved in talks with Microsoft to publish his next game. You remember this a while back, where Phil Spencer was like, I cannot confirm if Xbox is close to the deal yet, but my understanding is that Kojima is the focus at Microsoft plans to leverage Japanese talent. That was a quote from I had to look it up from Phil Spencer.
I remember hearing that. Mm-hmm.
That doesn't mean that he could be too busy to be, not to work in some sort of experience for the PlayStation 5, right? It doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean any exclusivity or anything like that. But I doubt that he'll be working on two big projects, right? I could be wrong, but it doesn't sound like the type of company that could handle that to the Kojima level. I'm sure that they can handle two projects, but at the Kojima level, they take years to bring a game. So
another thing I forgot to mention, Blue Box Studios was founded the same year as Kojima's studio, for the record.
Coincidence?
Coincidence? Yeah.
Was it on the 23rd of December? It just sounds like honestly, it sounds to me like a lot of the thing of for those who have watched the movie The Number 23 or know about the theory of the number 23, where it's just like you mentioned, at one point we want to trick our minds into seeing patterns that aren't really there, or there are a lot of things that are connected, but we just focus on the pattern we want to see. Of course, we would love to hear about the realization of a PT game. At that point it'll be Silent Hill, but that'll be a Konami joint at that point, and they're not. It's not gonna be Silent. It's not gonna be Kojima working with Konami ever again. Get over that.
No. And the reality is, it could just be that. So here's a couple of rumors that have been floating for the longest time, way before April of this year when Abandon was even announced. The floating stuff are a Silent Hill remake, an actual Silent Hill not being done by Konami, being like licensed out to another company to just go ahead do it,
Right.
And another one was a Metal Gear, a Metal Gear Solid remake, that have also been flowing. This is rumors have been around for a while. This is nothing new, right? And obviously you have your credible sources, but whatever. Who knows if they are or aren't? The reality is, those have existed before Abandon was even announced, and here we are now. Abandon is coming out, Blue Box Studios. And here's another theory. We do know that Blue Point is not technically owned by Sony. But we do know that Sony or Sony Japan mistakenly released a thing. I guess they meant to release the one for oh my god, what's the studio that just recently bought? Can't remember. Oh my god, the ones from Returnal, the Returnal studio.
Oh, those guys. That's why they're called those guys.
Okay, those guys. Thoseguys.com.
Returnal. Returnal Studio is called Housemarque. Thank you very much.
Housemarque. Thank you. So we know that they bought Housemarque, and on the same time that I guess they were meant to announce that, they mistakenly put out this thing, but it said Blue Point Studios, like "Welcome to the family, Blue Point Studios."
Right.
That has never been announced. They quickly took that down. Not that it matters, because once it's on the internet, it's out there forever.
Right.
But it was there, and we have not heard any follow-up since. So is Blue Box a front for Blue Point? And is Blue Point, which is excellent at doing remakes, I mean, we can all agree on that, Demon Souls and everything, are they the ones doing the Metal Gear Solid remake? And so all these little lines, tend to point in certain directions, and it's just like, maybe, and then as crazy as all this conspiracy is, and again, yes, some of the stuff you're pulling at straws. Other stuff is like, I mean, we don't know the studio. Where do they come from? They haven't really done anything. And oh, by the way, the game they did do is now under a different company's name. So it's like, what's going on here? So I don't know. I think that there is definitely, it may not be what we think it is, but I think there's definitely, I don't know if you've seen the video for the game yet, but you just play it. You're gonna look at it and go, ugh, this.
No, I know. I saw a little bit, and it looks choppy as hell. It doesn't look right. It reminds me of, you remember that trailer? There was a trailer. I think it was on one of. No, this could not have been obviously not on E3, not on a Sony event either, but it was literally like it had a bunch of, made with Unreal and a bunch of splash screens, and then you think you were gonna show gameplay trailer, but the whole thing was literally just still images with just a little bit of animation here and there. But it has nothing. Like, it shows no gameplay.
Nothing,
the camera's literally not even moving. It's just like, oh, there's some trees moving here, and some fireflies that are flying around, and it's some scenery, and then title screen, which I don't remember the name of the game, but it was like literally one of the most pointless PlayStation trailers ever. And I want to say this, you know what? I'm going to find it, because this shit was literally hosted on the PlayStation YouTube channel. Yeah.
Oh, there was a time there was one that I saw.
I mean, they hosted Live with Tiger, so
yeah, exactly. There was one that I saw that had like the transitions that you used on your iPad when we were making good old school versus
oh wow.
So when I saw it, I was just like, are you freaking kidding me? They're doing this on iPad? What kind of and they were like, this is on their channel. They've gotten a lot better since, believe it or not. But during that time, they were just putting anything up there. During the time of Life of Black Tiger, it's right around that time.
Around that time,
it was a lot of garbage trailers. Just like look at it and go, oh my god, this is worse than the shittiest acid flip that you can find on Steam.
I don't know,
And they're
man.
supporting this.
I mean, look at pull up "Flowers Are Dead" reveal trailer for PS4, and you'll see what I mean. It's like, what kind of pointless dribble bullshit is this? Like, literally nothing happens in this trailer. You are literally looking at a bunch of trees and bushes and that's it. And a house at one point, like outside, and then like an old cassette, and that's it. Then the flowers are dead. No, this game is dead. Whatever this is.
Yeah. I think I actually seen this one too, and it was like, what are we fucking watching?
So
this was released back in 2019, but
2019, yep. So when I saw this, when I saw the other one, it reminded me of it, because I think we all saw it, and that's why I want to say it was on some sort of Sony something, because we all saw it and we were like, the fuck is this? Like, there's nothing happening on this trailer, and I mean, this one I haven't watched the whole trailer, just a little bit. It kind of looked a little choppy. I don't think this is the way that you will get hype for anything. I mean, it has a conversation going, I guess, but is it the conversation you want to have if you are immediately putting other, you're trying to make to put it, how can I say this? You're trying to involve people that are not really involved with the project. If that
like
was it, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was gonna say, I feel at that point, if that's the case and it's not involved, it's your duty to show something of substance, even an early build. It's like, look, we're not trying to say we're a part of any of this stuff. Here's an early build of what we're doing. It's been since April. We are now in August. They have a 5 gigabyte app. You know what I mean? It's like,
what the hell
I feel like
that?
that 5 gigabyte. So a 5 gigabyte app that you can only watch a 4-second trailer on. So I feel like you already have something in this 5 gigabyte app, but it's just not available for us to see at this time because it hasn't been released. And I'm pretty sure if it's like that, it's probably going to get broken into and data mined or some shit, so you see what the fuck is going on back here. Because it doesn't make sense. That just came out today. So who knows what we'll know by next week or anything like that. But
yeah,
I just feel like if that is the case, you would have already shown us proof that we're not connected. Instead, every so often, you're showing us something else that again points back to the same thing again. No, we're not part of. We're not. Kojima has nothing to do with us. The main character, however, is named Kojima. It's like, what the hell, So anyway,
the main character, his name is
Iroquois Pliska,
Hideo Kojima.
Yeah, I just sent you a funny image, which I should also post. Which is the Blue Box
conspiracy. It
is wonderful. It is a wonderful image of
this
what
is
the internet has been doing.
What the people. This is if you watch the number 23, and I know you did. This is exactly what he was doing on the walls. Yeah. Where he was trying to see, relate everything to the number 23. What does it mean?
And at some point, you as you said, it is possible this could be one of those weird things that we're all seeing the lines, but we're not focusing on the fact that, well, there's 20% of what we've shown points one direction, but there's still an 80% amount that does not. So, you know what I mean? We're not even looking at that.
Yeah.
That is possible, but I still stand on, I mean, there's, Reddit groups and all this stuff in the thousands at this point where it's like, they're all trying to pinpoint whatever. And I just feel like if it's not that, it was way past your duty to tell somebody or show somebody something else. Other than that quick little snippet of a choppy gameplay that, by the way, like I said, freaking Jeff Keighley tweeted. And it's like, it's like
I think
know.
they're
And we all
just
know
they're
that
just
Jeff
having
Keighley
fun
is
with it
also-
at that point. Yeah, at that point they're
Yeah.
just having fun with it. It's literally just meant to to troll at that point. It's not. It's the game that you're seeing
It
is
could
what
be.
you're getting. That's my
It could be.
belief. Yeah.
It could be. We'll see. We will see in the future, guys. I hope that I am correct and that it is connected to something along those lines. Particularly, you know what? A Metal Gear Solid remake. Whenever they mentioned that, I was like, yeah, I could get down with that. I know they did
Metal
Twin
Gear
Snakes,
Solid.
whatever, but I always loved the original Metal Gear Solid as being. I love Snake Eater, but the original Metal Gear Solid was such an awesome title, and I think that it's deserving of a remake. But
Yeah.
anyway, my point is to say that's where my heart stands, and it's like I want to say I don't think all of this would be happening, and Sony would just be letting happening if there wasn't something behind it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I may be wrong, and we may all come out of this with a really shitty PlayStation 5 game in the end. You know what I mean? But
It
I'm gonna
has-
hold out hope.
it has happened.
It has.
I don't see it for more than what it is, and because it's one of those things that took flames on the internet. I think just people are just having fun with it because once you crowdsource something like that, of course you're gonna see all sorts of crazy connections, but that doesn't mean they're real.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, guys, tell us what you think. I'm gonna start sharing stuff. I haven't seen anybody post anything about it, which is even you didn't even know. So it's
No,
like,
I didn't
okay.
know.
Yeah, so I'm like, so I don't think anybody knows that's happening. And you're probably right. That may actually tell the tale of, well, they're not saying anything because it's a fraction of 1% that are even paying attention to it. You know what I mean? So maybe that's why like, we don't give a shit. But I'm going to share some of those details and some of those stuff in the group. And if you have your own theories, or if you agree with me, or if you think this is just some complete misunderstanding and this poor indie developer is like way in over their head, let us know in the comments. But anyway, thanks so much for tuning in to an awesome episode 275 of GG's The Mouthful Podcast. As always, guys, please go to goodgame.rocks, join the conversation there, and of course, please like, subscribe, and share the podcast with everyone. This is Mad Dog signing off this week saying, wear your mask. God damn it. Mr. Santos, Dream Twister.
This
Take us
is Dream Twister saying good night and good mental health.
Ooh, I like it. That's very
Frasier? That's very Frasier.
oh yeah, it is.
Oh,
what he said.
yes.
That's very good. I haven't heard it in so long. I didn't put the two together, but I'm like, oh, that's actually very
Frasier,
nice.
show that deserves to be watched again. And
It has been a while. You're right. I should go back to it.
yeah, you should go. You should rewatch it. It's on
just
Hulu.
go-
I want to say I could be wrong. I don't know anything. It's probably not on Hulu. Don't quote me on
It
that.
doesn't matter. I
That's
have them
understood.
all anyway, so it's gonna be on one of them.
It's gonna be
on
on one of
Paramount.
them. There you go.
Paramount, so. All right, guys. We'll see you next week.
And cut.
That was actually a good GG.